tpodcast@gmail.com. Dear Teapot, Dear Teapod, Dear Typod, Norbert Haug, John Goodman in a leather jacket. Think free or die. The truth is out there. The old man of the mountain was abducted. Down Tuck and Roll Media. tpodcast@gmail.com. Dear Teapot, Dear Teapod, Dear Typod, Norbert Haug, John Goodman in a leather jacket. Think free or die. The truth is out there. The old man of the mountain was abducted. Down Tuck and Roll Media. tpodcast@gmail.com. Dear Teapot, Dear Teapod, Dear Typod, Norbert Haug, John Goodman in a leather jacket. Think free or die. The truth is out there. The old man of the mountain was abducted. Down Tuck and Roll Media. tpodcast@gmail.com. Dear Teapot, Dear Teapod, Dear Typod, Norbert Haug, John Goodman in a leather jacket. Think free or die. The truth is out there. The old man of the mountain was abducted. Down Tuck and Roll Media. tpodcast@gmail.com. Dear Teapot, Dear Teapod, Dear Typod, Norbert Haug, John Goodman in a leather jacket. Think free or die. The truth is out there. The old man of the mountain was abducted. Down Tuck and Roll Media. tpodcast@gmail.com. Dear Teapot, Dear Teapod, Dear Typod, Norbert Norbert Haug, John Goodman in a leather jacket. Think free or die. The truth is out there. The old man of the mountain was abducted. Down Tuck and Roll Media. tfodcast@gmail.com. Dear Teapot, Dear Teapot, Dear Typod, Norbert Haug, John Goodman in a leather jacket. Think free or die. The truth is out there. The old man of the mountain was abducted. Down Tuck and Roll Media. tfodcast@gmail.com. Dear Teapot, Dear Teapot, Dear Typod, Norbert Haug, John Goodman in a leather jacket. Think free or die. The truth is out there. The old man of the mountain was abducted. Down Tuck and Roll Media. tfodcast@gmail.com. Dear Teapot, Dear Teapot, Dear Typod, Norbert Haug, John Goodman in a leather jacket. Think free or die. The truth is out there. The old man of the mountain was abducted. Down Tuck and Roll Media. tfodcast@gmail.com. Dear Teapot, Dear Teapot, Dear Typod, Norbert Haug, John Goodman in a leather jacket. Think free or die. The truth is out there. The old man of the mountain was abducted. Down Tuck and Roll Media. tfodcast@gmail.com. Dear Teapot, Dear Teapot, Dear Typod, Norbert Haug, John Goodman in a leather jacket. Think free or die. The truth is out there. gmail.com.
Let's try that again. Welcome to Absolutely No One here on the Think Free or Die podcast. Um, we are without Devin currently. He will be joining us as soon as he's done his Christmas party. Uh, Voiceless person, are you listening and can you hear me at all? Because I need to make sure that that's happening. Hopefully you can. There's going to be a long pause waiting for a reply from chat because this delay is so much fun, especially when you're all by yourself and you can't get yes and yes. All right, cool. So I can close that down. So I've got a half hour to kill by myself. See if I can pull this off without feeling like too much of a moron doing it. Talking to actually not no one now. There is one person in here listening, so that's good. Voiceless person, is there anything that you feel like talking about? If it's any of the topics that I'm going to talk about with Devin, I'm going to just say no and talk about it later because I make the rules. Hi. That's not really a topic of conversation, but hi, and thanks for being in here with us. Us being me and myself, because Devin's too busy trying to win meat. Yeah, there's a meat raffle at his Christmas party. Apparently, somebody had last year won 10 pounds of ground beef, and Devin is looking to win himself some meat. There's nothing he likes more than a good meat raffle. Boy, I really hope he's going to laugh when he listens to this later on. I really don't care if he laughs, but I hope he does. Yeah, whoa, is right. That's a lot of ground beef. It's a lot. You can make a lot of tacos with that and some burgers. Go meat, go. We have a bunch of things that we do want to talk about. There's a bunch of weird things that have been going on this week. So, oh my God. I just had this horrible realization that I'm doing the thing that I can't stand when people do public speaking and saying, all the time. And that's going to be in my head now. So feel free to rip me apart every time I fall on that crutch. That was on purpose. But there, oh my God, there were a lot of things that happened this week. Weird things that I never would have really bought into as far as conspiracy theories go. But some of the things that were confirmed, very, very, very strange. Makes me think that I hate you. If it was anybody other than you to do this to me, that would be one thing. But the fact that it's you doing it is 10 times worse. But there's a bunch of theories that they're not confirmed, but the fact that not just the government, but some scientists have actually come out and started talking about some of this stuff is strange because it kind of opens up to, well, if these things are real, what about all these other crazy theories? If I start to hear confirmation from mainstream scientists or anything like that having anything to do with the old man of the mountain, I'm really going to get freaked out about what we're doing here because that's ours. And if that becomes a thing, heard it here first on Think Free or Die. So one of the things I'll talk about, I guess, as practice is that I don't know if anyone, yeah, I'm onto something. Well, we might be onto something. We did get kicked off of Tuck and Roll Media, which I think is a good thing. personally, that tuck and roll guy was a real ass. Hopefully, he's monitoring this and hears me say that. Yes, you are an ass. But one of the things that was talked about this week, I don't know how many people in here, one person, knows anything about what SETI is, the search for extraterrestrial life. Something that you're very into, you believe wholeheartedly. But the people that work on that actually came out with kind of like a manual on what to do and what to say and how to phrase things now. So SETI is this, it's a group of people that search for extraterrestrial life. So one of the things they did a long time ago, and I had this screensaver, they had this screensaver you could download that was actually tied into a network of computers that would monitor radio signals coming in from space. So while you had your screensaver up, so if you like went to work, you could leave this screensaver on and it would process signals. So it could be your computer that got a signal, which would have been cool. Nothing like that ever happened. But they have come out saying things like they're no longer using the term alien because that denotes people who are not welcome on Earth. And everything has to be spoken about in terms of extraterrestrial intelligence. They have a bunch of new acronyms. I'd have to go through all of them. But it's just weird that that is coming about at around the same time that all the other strange things in space have been happening, which is one of the topics that Devin and I will be talking about, how the Space Force is now a thing. What I don't understand your face. Why are you making a face? What did I say that made you make a face? The alien thing, probably? That they're not welcome? I didn't come up with it. I didn't make that rule. I'm not part of SETI. I just had a screensaver, so I pretended like I was part of SETI. Interesting. You don't find any of this interesting. You just want to make fun of me, which I appreciate. So that's one of the things Devin and I will be talking about is how Trump signed into action the Space Force. Yeah, I know I did it. I know. But Space Force is a thing. Don't think they're actually calling it Space Force. Kind of sad that they didn't do that. I was pretty excited to have a Space Force branch of the military, but looks like we're not getting that name. We're getting some other name. But with all the telescope issues, Kepler going, Hubble going down, the observatories being closed, and now Trump signing into action the Space Force, it's just weird coincidence of things. And there's something else that I want to bring up to Devin when he gets on here to talk about. It's much better to talk with another person about it instead of someone who just wants to make fun of me. That Trump was given some information. There's a radio show that I listened to. Guy was on there talking about it, and he worked on some of the Mars projects and stuff, but his team actually gave like a dossier of information of everything that they had. And he said it'd be interesting in the next couple weeks to see if something happens after the president got to read that. And it happened, I think, 2 weeks or a week after that got presented to Trump. So who knows? This guy might have been onto something. That is one thing that we're going to be talking about. Some space stuff. Some very strange stuff that happened at George Bush Sr.'s funeral. I don't really love talking about politics, but it's a very interesting thing that happened. Odd. Devin had no idea about it. My friend Carl, who I work with, who, yes, talked to him again today, still wants to be honorary third mic, and we will definitely get him on here when he's brave enough to wade the waters of communicating on the internet. Was Bush abducted? Well, I don't know. You'll have to listen to what we talk about with the happenings at the funeral. There is one theory that his body wasn't in the coffin. I'm not going to say he was abducted. Don't know. I think his body was in the coffin. But there was some strange stuff going on with not everybody, a very select group of people. And when I really get into it, and we'll probably share some of the video that I watched about it, certain people got some information. We don't know what that information is, but this is not anyone making it up. There's plenty of video showing this happen. And I'd love to know what it is. Again, I don't get into the political stuff, but there was something weird going on there. So we're going to talk about that. Voiceless person, you might like this. You might get mad about this. Pluto has a new friend. They discovered another dwarf planet, the furthest object ever detected in our solar system. Very close to where the Voyager, I forget which one just left the solar system, but it's pretty close to that. It's pink. It's called a pink dwarf planet. Never heard of that before. New thing. They believe the pink hue comes from it having ice. So definitely want to talk about that. There's some of the weird things that I was talking about that were being confirmed were things such as the Russian government and the Chinese government have been working on a program to heat up sections of the atmosphere in some form of weapon program. But they were testing it over Europe, which I find strange. So we'll bring that one up too. Devin had a really good one too. I'm gonna let him bring that up. It has to do with a theory about a song. Relatively well known, pretty famous song. So we'll probably play that, and Devin will discuss his theory on what the true meaning of that song is. So far, not bad. I killed half of the time I need to kill, and I really haven't screwed up too badly yet. Thank you, voiceless person, for being in here and talking to me. Hopefully we'll see some other people show up. Maybe my friend who hangs out in his woodshed and likes to come on and make fun of us. He might make it. He was giving me a hard time on social media. Speaking of that, he was trying to tell me that I had my times wrong, which he's wrong. But let me get this out here, a little shameless plug for all the ways to follow our podcast. There they go, because by the magic of the internet, we have commands in our chat. Not many. Here's another fun one. Don't know if it's working right. It probably won't because I'm trying to run it tonight. It usually doesn't work for me. Hopefully it makes a sound, but it may or may not. Voiceless person, if you end up hearing the little sound that goes along with the email thing, could you just let me know? Because I don't know if it's going to work or not. If it doesn't, hopefully technician Devin will help fix it. No sound. Damn. Shame. That's a damn shame. Although I say technician Devin, but to be fair, he was having some pretty bad technical issues the last couple of times. I know he did a solo stream the other night and his computer decided to crap out on him, and I told him that's what he gets for doing a solo stream. You can't go on a channel like this, which is a two-man team, dream team, if you will, by yourself and not expect bad things to happen. That's just juju coming back at you. That's what you get. You put that out into the universe and bad things are going to happen. So I laughed at him that his power supply crapped the bed and he tried to give me some excuse that, oh, I was using it for too long. No, you failed. You tried to do it on your own and you couldn't do it. He does not have the technology that I do. It's going to really bug me now that the email thing is not working, and it's going to bother me, and I'm going to try to figure it out. But I don't want to do it while I'm by myself. Gasp. What are you gasping about? That I said that he deserved it? Oh, the nerve. I know. The nerve of him. Like, who does he think he is? Is he host one? Is he host two? Are we both host one? What happened? The whole world's gone topsy-turvy. Cats and dogs living together. Devin going solo. When he could just use his derpy derp stream and go solo. Play some video game. No. Try to grab on and use this media powerhouse that we are to get some views for himself. All our followers, all our watchers trying to watch his little video game. But that's what happens when you become big. Become a big internet star. People will just want to kind of like ride your coattails. Really shouldn't have this Patriots thing on. Cover it up. Embarrassing. There we go. Cover that right up. Nobody needs to see that. Awful football team. I can't even do it. That's what happens when things are backwards when you're looking at it. That should get a comment or two. I was going to say talk about football. Talk about football? What do you want me to talk about football for? How terrible your team is? How terrible your tight end is for me this year? You should be ashamed. You should be very, very, very ashamed. You should be sad because your guy's about to retire. You will see the end of him this year, last season. Get him out of here. He's a bum. There. You happy I talked about football? Because you shut it. Well, you asked for it. You asked for that. You brought that on yourself. You got no one to blame but yourself. There's only two things in this world you can control. Your thoughts and your actions. And both of them got the best of you right there. Led you right down a path that you didn't want to go down. And you just followed that path. You make all the faces you want. You point enough fingers at everybody else. You look at that. You're going to see 3, 4, some pointing right back at you. You do this. I'm pointing at you. 3 pointing back at me. Unless you have 6 fingers, then you have 4. It's math and science all at once. Math and science. That's what we're about here. Learning, getting facts out to the people. Initiating the uninitiated, as Carl would say. Carl didn't even know about this whole thing at the bush. That finger is not the finger that you should be using. You're trying to do a middle finger. That's not nice. Carl did not even know about the stuff at the Bush funeral. When I told Carl, he was shocked that he didn't know about this yet. And he immediately made me know. Whatever, you're going to show the pointing finger? Yeah, okay, that was the pointing finger. Okay. Yeah, you're pointing. Sure you are. Yeah. Mm-hmm. But Carl actually made me put on a talk in the hallway right outside of the cafeteria at work about this. I had to then teach all the uninitiated about this. That's my life at work. Talking about crazy things. If Carl ever gets on here and you guys get to hear about the cow, the psychic cow who actually controls a lot of people, you'll be amazed. Let's see how 821. Not bad, Kevin. Not bad at all. Done pretty well so far. I wonder, I'm going to send him a message. This is going to be interactive. You're going to get to hear what I'm saying. And I'm writing to Devin, how did it go scoring yourself a ton of meat? Yeah. Give yourself a pass on the back? Sure will. I will give myself a pass on the back. I deserve a pass on the back. You think I'm going to let that go just because you put an asterisk in there? Okay. You didn't write pass. You're right. You wrote pat. See, what happens is that asterisk is there and it's like, oh, I never saw it. You never wrote past. Yeah, go ahead. Give me crap about the I already called myself out on it. I told you to give me crap about the You, on the other hand, just can't type. That's the hard truth. That's the fact. That's me holding up a mirror to you. Because no one in this world will do that to you. Everyone just says, oh, she's so nice and funny. Nope. She needs to be put in her place constantly. Always thinking she's right about everything. So let's see. I'm going to give you guys a little preview of... You assuming my gender. You're not denying it, are you? Yes, I am. You want me to be super sexist? That was such a woman thing to do. Let me get this up over here. Do 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 do. Hold please. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Okay, so this is a little preview of one of the things that we're gonna talk about. So, wait for this. Wait for me to be able to see. Let me go over here. Do 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 do. Maybe I have to do this. Okay, so it's not terrible elevator music. That was like really good elevator music. So, if you look in the screen, what I am showing here is there's of course Junior. Here's Jeb. Hello, hello, hello. We're giving you a little sneak preview of what Devin and I will be talking about when he's done trying to win meat. Lots of meat. So, yes, look, chat saying hello. Everyone's being social to each other. This is great. So you see in this picture where Jeb has his hand over his heart. At the time the coffin was going by. Please tell me if you can't see this, because I'm going to feel really dumb trying to explain this and it's not on the screen. But Jeb can you, yeah, hold on. I can do that. That I can do. Hold, please. Move this up to here. Do a little transition there. That's what she said. Okay, so there. That big enough? That better? That better? So again, you got Junior here. You got Jeb standing next to Laura. Laura shows him something. Jeb has his hand over his heart, and he's feeling very sad. His dad's coffin's going by. Now look at the look on his face. When I show the video later on, look at the look on his face. This is right after, he read a note from Laura. So we'll talk about this later. It's very, 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 very interesting. This from what did Trump call him again? Come on, voiceless person, you're gonna know. What was he called by Trump? Low action Jeb or something like that. God, I can't remember what he was called, but it was funny. As much as I don't really like that guy, some of the stuff he says just cracks me the hell up, because it's just like, at times I feel like he cares about as much as the presidential office as I do. So yeah, I'm adjusting my camera. Deal with it, everybody. What? Why are you bringing up Grindr, by the way? What? I'm just noticing this. Why is Grindr? Why are you talking about Grindr in here? Good news. I think you guys have made it through me solo. I think Devin is getting pretty close to being able to. Low energy Jeb. Yes. Thank you. I knew you would know it. Low energy Jeb. Let me just check with Devin. I think he's about ready to come on. And bail me out of my meat raffle. Oh yeah. Yeah. That's kind of where I was going with it too. Remember when he gets on to make sure that we give him a hard time about his meat raffle. So I think he's just about ready to get on. So what we're going to do is I'm going to put it to the away screen for a minute. And while we get all set up, we'll be back on. And hopefully you guys can stick around. Hopefully some more people join us. Please don't leave. We will be back right away.
Dear Teapot. Dear Teapot. Dear Typod. Norbert Haug. John Goodman in a leather jacket. Think free or die. The truth is out there. The old man of the mountain was abducted. Down Tuck and Roll Media. tfodcast@gmail.com. Dear Teapot. Dear Teapod. Dear Typod. Norbert Haug. John Goodman in a leather jacket. Think free or die. The truth is out there. The old man of the mountain was abducted. Down Tuck and Roll Media. tfodcast@gmail.com. Dear Teapot. Dear Teapod. Dear Typod. Norbert Haug. John Goodman in a leather jacket. Think free or die. The truth is out there. The tfodcast@gmail.com. Dear Teapot, Dear Teapot, Dear Typod, Norbert Haug, John Goodman in a leather jacket. Think free or die. The truth is out there. The old man of the mountain was abducted. Down Tuck and Roll Media. tfodcast@gmail.com. Dear Teapot, Dear Teapod, Dear Typod, Norbert Haug, John Goodman in a leather jacket. Think free or die. The truth is out there. The old man of the mountain was abducted. Down Tuck and Roll Media. tfodcast@gmail.com. Dear Teapot, Dear Teapod, Dear Typod, Norbert Haug, John Goodman in a leather jacket. Think free or die. The truth is out there. The old man of the mountain was abducted. Down Tuck and Roll Media. tfodcast@gmail.com. Dear Teapot, Dear Teapod, Dear Typod, Norbert Haug, John Goodman in a leather jacket. Think free or die. The truth is out there. The old man of the mountain was abducted. Down Tuck and Roll Media. tfodcast@gmail.com. Dear Teapot, Dear Teapod, Dear Typod, Norbert Haug, John Goodman in a leather jacket. Think free or die. The truth is out there. The old man of the mountain was abducted. Down Tuck and Roll Media. tfodcast@gmail.com. Dear Teapot, Dear Teapod, Dear Typod, Norbert Haug, John Goodman in a leather jacket. Think free or die. The truth is out there. The old man of the mountain was abducted. Down Tuck and Roll Media. tfodcast@gmail.com. Dear Teapot, Dear Teapod, Dear Typod, Norbert Haug, John Goodman in a leather jacket. Think free or die. The truth is out there. The old man of the mountain was abducted. Down Tuck and Roll Media. tfodcast@gmail.com. Dear Teapot, Dear Teapod, Dear Typod, Norbert Haug, John Goodman in a leather jacket. Think free or die. The truth is out there. The old man of the mountain was abducted. Down Tuck and Roll Media. tfodcast@gmail.com. Dear Teapot, Dear Teapod, Dear Typod, Norbert Haug, John Goodman in a leather jacket. Think free or die. The truth is out there. The old man of the mountain was abducted. Down Tuck and Roll Media. tfodcast@gmail.com. Dear Teapot, Dear Teapod, Dear Typod, Norbert Haug, John Goodman in a leather jacket. Think free or die. The truth is out there. The old man of the mountain was abducted. Down Tuck and Roll Media. tfodcast@gmail.com. Dear Teapot, Dear Teapod, Dear Typod, Norbert Haug, John Goodman in a leather jacket. Think free or die. The truth is out there. tpodcast@gmail.com. Dear Teapot, Dear Teapod, Dear Typod, Norbert Haug, John Goodman in a leather jacket. Think free or die. The truth is out there. The old man of the mountain was abducted. Down Tuck and Roll Media. tpodcast@gmail.com. Dear Teapot, Dear Teapod, Dear Typod, Norbert Haug, John Goodman in a leather jacket. Think free or die. The truth is out there. The old man of the mountain was abducted. Down Tuck and Roll Media.
Okay, and we are back now with new and improved two hosts. I'm sure chat will be quick to tell you how boring I was by myself. That's fine. I'm ready for that abuse. I already asked them to please tell me when I say because I hate that. And they've been very good about that. Surprisingly enough, no problems telling me when I suck. So, Devin, I know that the audience will be very keen to hear how the Grindr meetup went. Somebody needs to tell us if we can hear Devin because we need to know. Devin, talk for me for a second. Oh boy, I don't know. Here, just when I thought everything was fine. Yeah? Yeah? Yeah. No one's even talking to us. No, that's the problem right now. Voiceless person. Don't just say, tell me if you can hear Devin. That's what's important right now. No. Okay. Pause, please. We'll be right back. Devin, it's okay. We're professional.
Dear Teapot, Dear Teapod, Dear Typod, Norbert Haug, John Goodman in a leather jacket. Think free or die. The truth is out there. The old man of the mountain was abducted. Down Tuck and Roll Media. tpodcast@gmail.com. Dear Teapot, Dear Teapod, Dear Typod,
Hello.
Norbert Haug.
Okay, guys, we're coming back now, and hi, we're back. Got it figured out.
Hello.
No problems. No problems. Pro streamers. Devin, go ahead and talk. Make sure everyone can hear you.
Can you guys hear me?
Come on, voiceless person or GR82BMM. Can we hear Devin now?
Can you hear me now?
Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now? Well, since no one else is going to tell us, Devin, I will open up our stream.
I already did. It's good.
Okay, good.
I
So,
was giving them a chance, but
they failed us.
They did. Thanks, guys.
Chat, you failed us. We rely on our massive following here to help us out on the multimedia juggernaut that is the Think Free or Die podcast. Hi.
Thanks for help, guys.
Hi.
Hi.
Yeah, a little late now, but thank you. Thanks for being late to the party. So, Devin, like I was trying to say before, how was the grinder meetup?
Well, it wasn't a grinder meetup.
Oh, it
but,
wasn't.
No.
Oh, that's my
I-
fault.
Yeah, no, I know because I specifically told you it was a work Christmas party that
Oh,
might have a meat raffle,
yeah.
but I missed
Yeah.
out on that because I had to do this.
And surprisingly enough, I missed out on some of the key details like Christmas party, possibly meat raffle.
Right. I think it was just wishful thinking on your part that I
Hey.
was going to be joining a grinder meetup.
Yeah, I was hoping for some leftovers, if you know what I
You
mean.
You want me to be your protege?
Okay. I'm really trying to fix my camera here because I don't like what we're seeing. I don't like what we're seeing mainly because it's my face, but more than that. So you went to your party. Did you win anything? Hello?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can.
Okay, you cut out for a bit.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No,
I was saying, did you win anything at your party?
no, I missed out on the raffle.
No, but did you have like a Yankee swap or a Secret Santa or anything fun like that?
There was a Yankee swap, but I didn't participate because I didn't bring a gift.
Got
I'm
it.
too poor because of getting gifts for people I actually care about
Just
outside of work.
my fallback anytime there's multiple Yankee swaps at work, scratch tickets because I'm lame.
Not a bad one though.
And a coffee mug that I already had here and used for like 2 years. Plunk some candy in that, fill with scratch tickets, gift
That's how you do it. That's a
done.
good idea. That's what I should have done.
So no alien Santa? No alien Santa.
No alien Santa unless you consider my boss an alien, which I don't.
Define alien, which we're going to get to. That's one of my topics.
Defining an alien?
The whole new terminology that the people at SETI have come out with that we have to use now. So
I'm very interested.
yeah, it's pretty interesting. There's a bunch of things actually this week that I was mentioning is going to be fun to talk about. So
Yeah, I want to address that real quick, by the way.
yeah.
You won't tell me your topics, but as soon as I tell you I have one, you expect to know it. And like a
No.
sucker, I tell you.
Yeah, hey, that's on you.
No, I know.
Yeah, that's totally
I
on
know
you.
that part's on me, but how
Yeah.
dare you.
Well, you know how I like to roll. I like to do this sometimes without having a clue about what we're going to talk about.
It's true.
So I kind of enforce that on you in my own
Thanks.
way. Yeah.
Thanks.
Hey,
Thanks so
man,
much.
all I did was just ask the question and you were nice enough to answer.
Yeah,
No good deed goes unpunished.
I need to not do that anymore.
So I teased the audience on a couple of the things that we're going to talk about, showed them a picture of the kind that passes through a wall, low energy Jeb, as voiceless person was nice enough to remind me what Trump called Jeb Bush because I could not remember. And I think we'll jump into that one, but I kind of want to say at the beginning, this is not something I enjoy talking about. Politics is not something that I like discussing when it comes to conspiracy stuff.
No.
I don't get into it. It just leads to problems. Having said all that, which negates everything I just said, and it goes
It
against
sure
my
does.
will of saying that shit. We need to talk about what happened at George Bush Sr.'s funeral.
I want to talk about what happened at George Bush's funeral.
And I remember when I told Devin about this, the reactions was great because it's the reactions I got from Carl too. Carl didn't know about this, Devin. I had to tell Carl yesterday, and it was like shocking. He did not know about this.
Really?
And as I told chat, he proceeded to make me stop in front of the cafeteria at work and tell about 10 people. So I did like a little mini podcast outside of the cafeteria at work.
Amazing.
So, for those of you that don't know what happened, you do know that George Bush Sr. died. Very sad. He had a good run, good innings, had a good go of things. But at the funeral, a very strange thing happened. So, everyone was sitting down, and it kind of happened one after the other. The wives of a lot of the former presidents and vice presidents picked up their program for the funeral. So these big funerals, they're very formal. They get a program. When they opened up their program, an envelope fell out. Now, it didn't fall out of the president's, like it didn't fall out of
The males.
Obama, like, yeah, it didn't fall out of Barack's program. It didn't fall out of Bill Clinton's program. It fell out of their wives' programs, and they had these envelopes, and they opened up the envelopes, and the look on all their faces was utter shock. The only one that didn't look completely strange was Hillary, but she put it away real quick.
Yeah, she had like no reaction at all.
Yeah.
She kind of just glances at it and puts it back
And-
and looks away.
And funny thing, doesn't say a word to Bill.
No.
Just,
All the other wives though showed
yeah.
their husbands.
Yep. All the other wives were like, hey, check this out. This is a little strange. So I think what I'll end up doing is playing some of the videos, probably cut out the sound, and I won't play the full thing because I don't know how YouTube copyright shit works, and I don't want to get in trouble with that.
No.
Most of this stuff is public domain shit anyways, though, so we probably could, but we'll be careful with it. But so you see Hillary get one, Michelle Obama. There's not a lot of video about it, but I did see she does get one. Joe Biden's wife, Mike Pence's wife. I didn't see, and I'm going to sound so dumb, I don't even know if she's alive anymore. Tipper Gore, didn't see Tipper, but Al was definitely reading one. But the strangest one was when Laura Bush read hers. So, I'm going to bring that picture back up real quick. Let me get that set up real quick here. I'm going to make it a little large to probably cover up our faces because who the hell really needs to see us? Here we go. So this is a picture of Jeb Bush. When at this moment, the casket, you can see in the first picture, I got my cursor over it. The first picture, and you can kind of ignore the Secret Service guy that's circled. I don't know how much I buy into the Secret Service agent handed her the note thing. Don't know if I get down that far with it. But you do see George Jr. standing there and the procession carrying the casket by everyone. The second picture shows Jeb. And if you see in the video right before this, Jeb is looking very solemn. He's got his hand over his heart. He's watching his father's casket go by. Looks very sad. And you see
he's into the funeral.
Very. Yep.
Yeah.
And if you can see Laura holding up, it's the envelope, it's the contents of the envelope after she read it, showing it to Jeb. And then low energy Jeb loses all composure. And in this picture, and in the video, it's even more dramatic. He's just got this expression like, are you fucking kidding me right now? Like, is that what you got from it too, Devin? Like that just look on his face like, what are you talking about?
You mean in the sense that like
Like, he couldn't believe what he saw in the letter, in that note.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
Like, what?
To me, it's like whatever was said in the note, he has no part of.
That,
To me,
yeah, and that
how
totally,
I get. That's how I get it from are you kidding me? Like
yes.
whatever it is, it's just like this is real.
Yeah. Yep. And some people are saying that he was looking at the Secret Service agent. I don't see it that way because where he's
Yeah.
looking is where Trump's sitting.
Yeah. Yep.
So, watch where my dog's at. Show. Okay. So, so they had some people who are lip reading experts, and there's no real getting around that. There's people that do that for a living. Like, that's what they do, is read lips. And
Yeah.
what Laura said to George Jr. was, "Is this true?" And he just says, "Yep." George Bush Jr. never looks away from anything. It's like he's just trying to be like, I don't want to even acknowledge that right now.
I didn't know that part.
Yeah, and we'll go through some of the video. We'll see where some of that happens. Break up an illegal dog fight. For some reason, I don't think it was illegal. I think your dogs are just assholes to each other. Yeah, you missed a lot, but I'm not going to recap just because you stepped away to deal with your dogs. JFK is on the train. So, funny you say stuff like that. My question is, what's going on here? It's clearly not nothing. So, like, if you think I'm crazy, that's fine. Here's Joe Biden getting the letter from his wife.
Did you say you're going to be bringing up the video of this?
I will bring up the video.
Okay. Because or if you could just bring up a picture of Joe Biden's facial reaction.
Well, I have it up now.
Jeb's.
Oh, yeah, it's not a really clear picture of his expression,
it's
though.
not.
Let me see if I can find one real quick. This one. Where he's just got that look like, what? Can you watch where my dog's... No. No. Let's see another one. This is Hillary just kind of being like, oh boy. I don't know if that... I like the looks of that. Here's a better picture of Biden in the look on his face, talking to Hillary about it too.
Yep.
Pence is down here. Pence gets one. I don't see a picture real quick. Here's poor Jimmy Carter. Jimmy Carter's like, why the hell don't I have one? Who I feel bad for. I mean, look at this guy. Message lead. Did you finally take care of that, Devin?
Yep.
Good job. Ban hammer time early on, my friend. Getting to ban people. This is good. I like it. So let's see if we can bring up a video.
Yeah, because the difference in Jeb's and Biden's facial reactions are like night and day to me. Jeb's, like I already said, is this real? Like, holy shit. Whereas Biden's is like, did you see this?
Okay, here we go.
Yeah.
So I don't have the video going. I mean, the audio going on this. So bear with us.
We don't need it anyways.
Yeah, but that is that look of absolute, like, oh my God, on Jeb Bush's face. Like, that is, what is this? Boys, let's first catch you up real quick. Some envelopes were handed out at George Bush Sr.'s funeral. Hopefully, okay, let me just fast forward it a bit, and now you can see it. So I'll go full screen. Here you see Jeb looking very solemn, George staring straight ahead. At this point, Laura is reading the note. She says to George, "Is that true?" You'll see him say yep, and she hands it now. She lets Jeb look at it. Now look at Jeb. Jeb is like really sad, solemn, and he reads that, and look at. All right, folks.
Devastated.
What the hell? What the hell is that? Watch George. He's going to say yep to her. As the people clear him, you'll see him say yep. There's Jeb looking sad. She asks him, yep. Jeb's shocked. What? I mean, Devin, I don't get into this crap, but what is going on here?
I just want to point out that now obviously I'm not a professional lip reader, but George Walker Bush, right?
Yeah, we'll just call him Junior.
Junior.
Yep.
Junior
Yep.
does not. It's hard to tell if he's saying yep or if he's just opening up his mouth. To me,
right. But I guess what it is they did the reading of her lips, and she asks him, "Is it true?"
Okay.
And that's when he says, "Yep."
And another thing is, Jeb doesn't. I don't want to say he doesn't. He looks like he's smiling.
There?
Right? Just before.
Oh, he is. Right. Okay, let's go back a little bit. He is, because like it's one of those things where you're like, he's sad, but he's also proud of his father. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like he's like there's a smile. He's like, all right, yeah, bye, Dad.
And then just instantly.
And then it's like, what the? Who's the other guy? What do you mean? Let me pause the video. When you say who's the other guy, are you talking about the guy that they keep highlighting, the bald guy over to the right? Because if you are, that's a Secret Service agent. People are saying that he handed the letter to Laura. Look at the look on Laura Bush's. Somebody else brought up a really good point. Laura Bush, if you see her in almost any interview, she's always like smiling and happy.
Always.
And almost like robotic, like, I am happy about everything. Look at that look on her face. What the hell did they see? I don't want to go down these things, but look at that. That's low energy Jeb. Like,
he's devastated.
Just devastated.
It's almost comical to me. Honestly,
like, yeah, no, it really is.
And there's another thing too going on with Junior.
Junior.
It's hard to tell if once the funeral procession goes past him, drops his hand like they're supposed to.
Yep.
But then he looks even sadder.
Yes.
You notice that? Like, look at him as they're walking past.
Yes.
And then bam,
he's like, oh God, now I've got to whatever was in there. He already knew about. I take away from this. Oh, he already knew.
Yeah, and going back to the Joe Biden thing, I'm telling you, Joe Biden knows too. His reaction is showing, I believe, would be Barack Obama in front of him, being like,
no, he's showing it to Hillary. So watch, you're gonna see it right here. So here's Biden getting it, and then he looks up and he's like, oh
gotcha.
Yep. See, he's just like, what?
Have you seen this?
Yeah, and she's like, yeah, goddamn, I did. I did. He's like, what's this?
It's kind of hard to gauge if his reaction would be the same as.
Here's Pence.
Jeb's.
Did you just see that? Okay, I didn't mean to interrupt you, but this is a good part. Well, he's a moron. All right, listen. This is why I don't want to get into politics. I understand your thoughts. I know that you don't like anybody on the Democratic side of politics. I don't like either side. You know that. What I want to do with this, though, is strictly just watch what's happening with these people. These are people who are in the highest positions of power that have been through all kinds of high pressure situations, that have dealt with way bigger things than you can ever imagine. And watch what's happening to them as this piece of paper gets put in front of their face.
And they know that they're being.
They know.
Filmed.
Yes, yeah. They know they're on TV and they can't control themselves.
They're trained to be able to control themselves, to not give any giveaways. And that's exactly what they're doing.
So this next part is when you're going to see it actually fall out of the program from Hillary's program. So there's Pence, his wife getting it. Now, boom. She does not know that was in there.
No.
And now she's like, okay, well, what's this all about? Let me take a little look-see. Why did this just fall out of my program? I should probably read it. So that is Biden over to her right. Well, her left, our right, behind Jimmy. She reads it and she goes, "Oh shit."
And
Put that away.
Even like, you see that Jimmy's looking for one.
Yeah, Jimmy's like, "Where's my envelope? How come? Watch,
Oh.
watch. I don't got no envelope." So please explain that to me, voiceless person. Explain that one to me. Why is it in all the wives' programs? What is in this? And why is it the wives got it? It's one of the most baffling things I've seen.
There's a lot of theories.
There's a ton of theories, and we'll definitely get into that. There's gore. Now, voiceless person, do you know, is Tipper dead? I don't see Tipper. Something tells me she might have died. I'm not sure. But there's old Al worrying about global warming over there by himself, and he's got an envelope.
Here's one thing. Trump's wife didn't get one, did she?
Well, now,
Yeah.
let me hit pause.
Yeah.
Now we can start to go down the road of theories. You see those two individuals right there. They don't look like anything's going on at all. Those two didn't get any envelopes. If you go back and watch the Jeb thing, you know that Jeb's on the exact opposite side. No, she's not dead. Okay. Jeb is on the exact opposite side of the aisle from Trump. Same row, opposite side. When he gets that envelope and he reads that thing, he is looking at Trump. Think back. I will go back to it. Now, remembering where we just saw Trump, watch Jeb. Trump's right over in this area.
He would be the first seat.
Yes. When
Exactly
he looks
opposite
over,
from George from Junior.
Yep. So Trump is right about in this area right here. Watch where he looks. Reads it. He looks over there, but then he keeps looking back at Trump. See that? He looks at this guy.
It's almost like when he looks behind, is he looking at that Secret Service dude that
That's
keeps getting highlighted? Or is he looking at people in the second row on the opposite side?
That is what people are saying, that he's looking at the Secret Service agent. But my question would be, well, how does he know that Laura did Trump steal a body? Who knows? Maybe. Is it a picture of how horrible would that be? It's like a picture of him leaning over the casket going like, thumbs up.
Oh my God.
Something horrific like that. But a lot of people are saying that he is looking at that Secret Service agent. But that would mean he would have to know that that guy handed the letter to Laura. And how does he know that? How would he know that?
Well, that's if... Oh, it could mean other things other than just him handing the letter.
Yeah, it could be that he knows that's a Secret Service agent and that he's with Trump and Trump is whatever is behind this thing in the envelope.
Or the Secret Service agent is behind it too.
Right. So
yeah.
So now we'll go down the rabbit holes. I don't know. I'll just throw out one that I've heard of. Don't know that. Why does everyone glance at it except Laura? Oh no. Laura glanced at it. Laura read it.
I think that's what they're saying. Everyone else is just glancing, but Laura's reading it.
Oh, right. Like to Devin's point, it might be that they already knew. Like they didn't need to really read it. And that's why it was given to the wives. Like, I think if you saw Biden's wife open it up and look at it, she probably would have read it. Yeah. Hillary would have known. But if Bill had opened it, maybe Bill would have been like, "What is this? God damn it." Jeb wouldn't have known. So Jeb would have this reaction too. So I think you're seeing people who know what it is and look at it and go, Jesus, and just put it down. But Laura's like, what the? Are you kidding me? And reading it and like can't believe it, which I think is what the reaction of whoever did this or whatever they wanted to get done. That's the reaction they were looking for the people that didn't know about something. But what is that something?
Now, begs the question, did this come from Trump?
That's
if it
one of
did-
the theories.
If it did, what is it?
That's one of the theories.
What is it?
So one of the ones that I don't know about any of these, but one of the first ones that I had heard about was it was a list of people's houses that are being raided at that very moment.
I heard that too.
Now, why? And if that's true, one would probably think that would be aimed more at Democrats. Why do the Bushes have it? Why are there Republicans that have it too? So Pence got one. Pence is the vice president now. Dumb. Listen.
Oh, that's right. Pence's wife did get one, didn't she?
Yeah, Pence's wife has it in her program. We don't ever see Melania get one, so we don't know the real address to the after party. They didn't tell Trump. That wouldn't explain why Jeb's so broken up, though.
Or maybe it's Trump letting them know that he knows where the real address is, and that's why they're all like, "Are you
like,
kidding me?"
oh, god damn it, who dropped the ball?"
And then Jeb's reaction is, "Wait, there's an after party?"
Yeah, god damn it, I was never invited. Is this because I have low energy? Come on, guys. I know.
Yeah.
I know that the chat's delayed, but yeah, we were just saying that same thing. Jeb wasn't invited either. All right, you know what? That's a theory I can get behind. Trump found out about the party, and then Jeb found out the hard way that there was a party.
Yep.
But there's another thing going around, and do you know about this whole QAnon thing that's going on right now?
QAnon?
Yeah. I don't know if it started in 4chan or what, but there's a person who posts, and I don't know if it is 4chan or Reddit or what, but they post under the name QAnon, and they're supposed to be inside everything that's going on right now. And they've said things in the past, and it ended up happening. I haven't done enough research into this latest one. Apparently, they said before this funeral, watch at the funeral for something to happen with the wives.
How do you spell that?
It's the letter Q and then anon. It's one word.
Oh, okay. All I could get was quinoa.
Quinoa. Oh, the quinoa song that I used to sing to Guapo. And he would just get annoyed with me. I would sing about the virtues of quinoa. And he would just look at me like, you're really an idiot. He wasn't wrong.
I was going to look up a QAnon subreddit, but apparently Reddit
shut it down?
It.
Oh, boy. Oh, well now.
Due to inciting violence, harassment, and threatening.
Is it because of that, though, Devin? Do we know that?
Listen, if there's a big Illuminati conspiracy out there, I don't think Reddit is a part of it.
No, that's clearly 4chan. Naked pictures of Melania. Not hard to come by, Mark. Think they're already out there. Don't think Trump really cares if people have naked pictures of his wife. Think he would rather you have them, actually. He could be like, look at what I did. Look at that. But yeah, so QAnon said something about this was going to happen. Something was going to happen at the funeral, and it was going to involve the wives and be watching for it. I don't know the validity of it. I haven't been able to find anything about it.
Right.
A lot of people think that this QAnon shit is just bullshit, probably 4chan trolling people. Boy, that wouldn't be hard to believe. 4chan trolling people?
That's what they do.
That doesn't happen. New fags. That doesn't happen at 4chan. 4chan is a bunch of good people. But there have been a lot of weird coincidences. Maybe they're not even coincidences. They have called out things that ended up happening. Kind of weird. So basically what they're saying is, and I'll tie this in with a theory that Carl was talking to me about at work, where everything that is going on with Trump right now is because Trump is actually tied in with the real Illuminati. And by what Carl was saying is not what people picture as these corporations taking over the world. It's more of like the mafia and the underworld, crime syndicates.
Yep.
And he's in with them because they're a secret organization, but they're patriotic and they want the country to be okay. And that everything that you hear about Trump, all the bad stuff, is just because he's actually taking stuff down from the inside. I don't buy that.
I don't buy that either.
But there's a couple things at play there, though. Trump making the statement a long, long time ago that if he ever ran for presidency, just to get in, he would run as a Republican because he thinks Republicans are dumb. I'm very sorry, voiceless person. That is what he said. Go back, you'll find it. That did happen. Secondly, if he is in there and he is trying to get something done and he is working with this Illuminati, which is actually the underworld, then it would make sense that all of these people would get some type of a notification, including Republicans and Democrats, because he's actually on neither side. Just another theory that's out there, that this is just another sign that he's actually taking things down from the inside. Don't flip me off. Flip off Trump. He's the one that called you dumb, not me. I didn't do it. Your guy did. Anyways, do you have any other ones that you've heard of, theories about this whole thing?
It kind of goes back. I've heard one, and it kind of goes to it ties in the house raids you were talking about.
Mm-hmm.
And it also talks about Pizzagate, essentially.
Oh, Pizzagate. Man, we've never even talked about Pizzagate.
I try to stay away from the political theories anyways.
And that's a gross one too.
Yeah, but that's I don't want to get into it. But that's one of the theories I heard
that this was a list of people who would be involved with it.
Yeah. Kevin, I am really, really sorry to do this, but for transparency's sake, the thing that you talked about Trump saying about Republicans is false. He never did.
Who said that? Who says it's false?
Politifact.com. The fabricated quote appeared on social media sites in October 2015 when Trump's campaign started to gain steam. And I remember what you're talking about too, because I remember being so happy about it. And I could have sworn that since then I read that it was fake, so I had to look it up. The meme has continually resurfaced over the years, though it has repeatedly been debunked. We searched people's archives, which date back to the 1970s, and found no Trump interviews in 1998 or any other time.
It was Kevin saying it all along. It was Kevin saying it all along.
Now, that's not me for Trump. Just
Trump lover, Trump defender.
I am by no
Trump
means
fan.
a Trump lover.
You Trump fan?
Shut up, Kevin.
Shut your mouth.
You know me well enough to know that I would never stick up for that man. Because I remember when that happened.
Watch it, Devin. You're gonna lose your one fan who's cheering you on right now. You're gonna lose it.
I don't need fans anyways. Go to my ego. I don't need that. My ego's big enough already. Basically, I remember that the first time I read that, and I got really, really excited because I was like, holy shit, that'd be amazing if that's the case. I would really, really like Trump at that point. But no, he is a bigoted, fat, grotesque man who probably is not worthy of being our president, which is
Did you forget Did you forget Orange?
I mean, how could I? But yeah, I did apparently. The Cheeto. He's a Cheeto.
He's a Cheeto
who does not deserve to be president, and think about all the people that have been presidents that have really screwed things up. So that's kind of low to me. However, I really don't want to talk politics because I will go on a tangent.
There is. Are you on? You should go to. Did you go to the? You went to the political fact checking Reddit.
Politifact.com.
Oh, okay. At some point, go to the subreddit political fact checking, all one word. And there is a Donald Trump Republican or dumb. Why did this video disappear off the internet? If we want to start chasing down conspiracy theories, that's a good one to go to.
What was the subreddit again?
It's called political fact checking. It's all one word. This is a Mandela effect thing. So there's people that are like, I absolutely saw this video and now it's disappeared.
Hey, look at that. That's real recent too. 11 days ago.
Yes.
Joined Reddit to try to find an answer to this. Before he ran, I saw the video where he was in Barbara Walters style format about possibly running for office. His response was that he'd probably run as a Republican because they're so ignorant and stupid they'd vote for anyone. I know the people have seen this. We had a thread a few years ago. Does anyone have this footage? I'm sure Trump bought the rights to it, but someone must have it on VHS or something. Huh.
So again, this is the whole thing with like I am a big one to go to things like Snopes, fact checking sites, stuff like that. Everything is fileable. Meaning
Yes.
there's been things on Snopes before, and if you want to get somebody going, we have a fan in here, a chatter, who would love to tell you how bad Trump's is. I mean, Snopes is. Snopes is like the worst, according to Voiceless Person.
I want to know why Snopes is the worst.
You don't want to know why. Please don't explain why Snopes is the worst. You don't want to open yourself up to this. Don't do it.
Okay. I'm gonna.
No,
trust
not
this.
you. Not you, Devin. You can keep asking. Good Lord, please keep asking. I'm just saying, don't go down your thoughts of why Snopes is bad. To Voiceless Person. So, even if he didn't say that, if he is, so let's cut out my first part because that's kind of been debunked for right now. If he is part of the whole other part with the Illuminati and the mafia type thing, then that would explain why everybody would be getting the letter, not just the Democrats.
And it's kind of funny you bring that up because I had a thought today that involved that the Illuminati and the Freemasons and all that stuff. And I was thinking, like, this is only semi-related, so I'm sorry for going off track. I just need to get it out there. What if, everyone thinks that the Freemasons are the Illuminati? What if that's not the case? What if they're two separate entities, right? I feel like if the Illuminati was as powerful as everyone thinks they are, they would not, the Freemasons and their symbolisms and their secrets and all that stuff would not be as widely known as they are. You know what I mean?
Yep.
So thinking about that thought that I had today, and then tying it into this, Trump is a part of the real Illuminati, which is kind of like an underground of mafia sorts, kind of gives it my thoughts some credence. So I like that.
Yeah.
Again, my ego. Whew. Nice.
If there's the one thing we don't need in here is Devin's ego getting bigger than it already is. He already walks around telling everybody things like, "Do you know who I am?"
I run a goddamn podcast, you savage.
And they all just go, "No, get away from me."
And then they're like, and the ones who do know, like, don't you have a co-host? And I kind of just,
yeah, sometimes.
me.
Oh, speaking of that, I told everybody that what happened to your computer the other day when you solo streamed is karma, bad juju for trying to use our huge platform to further your cause.
It's true.
Yep. I said, that's what you get. You get a broken power supply.
I flew too close to the sun.
You
It's
did.
not broken.
Touch the sun. Don't touch the sun.
It's not broken. I'm using it right now. It's just I think I ran it too long. I also have it next to my heater, and I didn't think about that until
That's
yesterday.
probably not the best idea. Orange Man bad. I'm sorry, I'm just catching up on chat. Crancy Pratchney, Orange Man bad. Everybody. Yes. Listen, just because you've been in here the longest doesn't mean you're the only person. When I say everybody, I was speaking in general to everybody that I was talking to at the time. And just because you were the only person in there doesn't mean anything. If we're going to make this thing... No, she's just trying to claim... And oh God, I gender assumed again. Voiceless Person is trying to say that everybody means that person. Voiceless Person, when I said you got what you deserved. Meaning I wasn't talking to anybody. She's basically slamming our podcast.
I do that myself, so...
You got to stop doing that. That's a negative thought. We got to talk like there are 1,000 people watching us.
You're right, actually. You're absolutely correct.
Because everybody in here is important. And to me, it's like having 1,000 people.
Good on you, Kevin. That was nice.
Thanks.
It's kind of like how when we finally get shirts to sell, they're all going to say host 2 because the audience is our second host.
Exactly. And Carl can be host 3, and he's just going to have to deal with that. Millions.
When is Carl getting on here?
I talked to him again about that, and he's like, I'm host 3. I'm like, yes, but you need to get online.
He needs to claim his spot.
Yes.
Because
Because,
at this point, he is technically going to be, well, let's see.
well, he's,
host 5.
yeah.
He
Well,
needs to claim his, he has to come on 3 times to beat out Mr. Tuck. He has to come on 2 times to beat out
hold
Jenny.
on. No. Mr. Tuck is dead to us.
Okay, you're right.
I was-
He has to come on at least twice to beat out Jitty as host 3.
I did my episodic duty in saying Tuck is an asshole at the beginning of this before you got on here, by the way.
It's so funny. It's so
So should we move off of Trumpville and the Bush funeral?
I think so. Yeah.
I wish somebody would get a hold of us at some point with a theory on it, though, because I want to know what other people think is going on there.
Me too.
It can't be nothing.
No, there's no way.
It's not nothing. It's not made up. It's not conspiracy theory. Something happened with that envelope.
We just don't know what.
Voiceless person, I'm fast. I honestly do want to know what you think it was, and I'm not like a joke thing, or do I have to say it? Great to be MM. What do you think it was?
Is naked pics of Melania?
No, that's his clever jokes. I like his jokes, but I know that one was a joke. But I would like to know what people think about it, because we're not the only people that's seen this. It's all over the place. So Devin, why don't you talk about your idea? Make up a name for him. That's not telling us what you think about the envelope. Stop trying to do our job. Why don't we talk about what you wanted to talk about? Because I am kind of interested in that. And I told the people that they might get some music because of your theory. So while you start talking about it, I'm going to get it queued up.
Okay. Basically, I was listening to a song the other day, and the lyrics clicked in my head. I've heard the song 1,000 times, unfortunately, at this point. Come Sail Away by Styx.
Mm-hmm.
Let me get the lyrics up so I'm not like
misquoting the great Dennis DeYoung.
Exactly. So except for like the last like couple run throughs of the chorus, because Styx. The last few lines is, I thought that they were angels, but to my surprise, they climbed aboard their starship and headed for the skies. What does it sound like to you, Kevin?
It sounds a lot like what we talk about.
Sounds like aliens, right?
It sounds like people mistaking aliens for angels.
Right. And just a very small thing, but like when I really listened to it, I was like, wait a minute, hold on. Did he just say what I think he did? And then, of course, I tried to look it up to see if there was anything on it, and there was millions of things on it. I am not the first person to come up with this thought, and that really.
But that's not important,
right? Because I'm sure there are going to be a bunch of people who still haven't come up with that thought.
I bet
it's just
I bet people listening tonight have not thought about that.
Right. It's crazy to me.
Definition of alien, by the way, is coming later. Continue. Sorry.
I really don't have much else to add to that. I think it's just interesting that something that you and I talk about a lot was in mainstream music.
Yeah.
For decades.
Oh, just so you know, there's also a Neil Young song. Which one is it?
Oh, yes, there is. Because when I looked it up,
is it after the Gold Rush? It might be after the Gold Rush. I'm sure you'll find it. In the meantime, let's listen to a little bit of what Devin was talking about. Hold on. Please tell me somebody can hear this.
What are you listening to?
I'm cracking myself up more than anybody else, but hopefully somebody can hear this. Do you hear anything?
Are you asking me?
Yeah.
It's
It's not coming through my capture card for me.
oh no. Are you just playing "Come Sail Away"? Because it sounds like it's not just "Come Sail Away."
No, it's Eric Cartman singing it.
Oh. Jeez.
Why wasn't it coming through? That's making me so sad.
It's funny that it's Eric Cartman because he's a character who famously got probed.
Yes, he got abducted, didn't he?
He did. Yep. Very first episode of South Park.
But thinking of the Neil Young song, did you figure out which Neil Young song it was? By the
I
way,
assume it's after the Gold
Yeah.
Rush because there's a stanza in here. Well, I dreamed I saw the silver spaceships flying in the yellow haze of the sun.
Yep.
There were children crying and colors flying all around the chosen ones.
Yep. So you kind of want to go back through some songs and see how many times this stuff is out there.
Yeah, just not Pink Floyd because they decide to write songs about being underwater.
Pink Floyd's great. 2 turntables and a microphone. Where it's at.
I'll tell you where it's at.
Where it's
I got
at.
a washboard stomach and a microphone.
Whoa. That's why you were at the Grinder Fest. So I really like that. I hadn't heard about that theory before.
That really surprised me that you haven't, honestly.
I think I just got too caught up in the great Dennis DeYoung singing to me that I didn't realize the deeper meaning behind the song.
I hope Dennis DeYoung is not related to Tony DeYoung.
He is not.
Thank goodness.
I don't know that, but I have a microphone.
I mean, I'm going to assume he's not because, I mean, Tony DeYoung is from New Hampshire, so.
Yeah, so I would safely say he's not.
Yeah.
Then again, who would have thought a little guy named Gigi Allen was from New Hampshire? Oh, Gigi Allen. Oh, Gigi.
Go wipe your poo somewhere else.
R.I.P. Gigi. It's like he just died yesterday. No. Okay.
Late 80s, right?
Yeah. No, 90s.
Oh, was it 90s?
Yeah, because he was on. I think he was on Sally Jesse
Oh.
Raphael.
He was on, was he on Springer too?
Might have been. Doing really classy things, I'm sure.
Talk about having fornicating with underage girls on stage.
With his micro penis.
Yep.
Oh, Gigi.
Man.
Where do our conversations go to? So, H.H. Holmes. H.H. Holmes.
Triple H.
First.
Different Triple H.
Little different. First real honest to God serial killer in the United States. H.H. Holmes from New Hampshire. Represent the
Chicago,
603.
right?
Yeah. Built an elaborate home full of doors you couldn't get into and staircases that went to nowhere and a trap door that went straight down to an incinerator. That man had it all.
Now, H.H. Holmes did not kill the people that built it, right? But he had several different groups of people come in, so none of them knew.
No, he did kill some of them, I believe.
Oh, did he really?
Yeah, I believe he did. But he did have it built in different sets, like different periods, so people couldn't figure it out. Yeah.
God, you went through such great lengths just to kill people.
Was this person, wasn't he from like Gilmanton too? Which is very strange to me. Like, sort of like Gigi coming from Lancaster. Who would have thought Gigi would have come from Lancaster, New Hampshire?
And he was born in a cabin.
Although you go up into Lancaster, you might understand why. But Gilmanton, weird. Okay, so
I
one of
don't
the
think I've heard of Gilmington.
oh, we've driven through it. We've driven through it on the way to Pittsburgh because it's right outside
Okay.
of Alton. So as you go through Alton
Oh,
and you're going towards
okay.
Tilton, Gilmanton, and Gilmanton Ironworks is on 140.
Okay.
So,
All right.
not too far from us. Real close.
No.
Yep,
That's scary.
he was from Gilmanton. God, I'm good.
No, wasn't Triple H? Was
Triple
he
H is
New
from
Hampshire, or is he just
Nashua.
down, like,
Triple
it's
H is
Nashua,
from
okay.
Nashua. Hunter Hurst Helmsley. Also, what's his real name?
not
Paul.
Hunter Herms?
No, it's Paul
Probably.
something. Yeah, but he trained with Killer Kowalski, I believe.
I believe so. Too,
Fun
yeah.
fact: the sushi place, one of the sushi places in Newington / Portsmouth, where I worked, where the Liberty Building was, Commerce Way, out behind the Kmart. Go in there, picture on the wall. Triple H eating some sushi at that restaurant. Signed picture.
Nice.
Yeah.
What a guy.
Hunter Hurst Helmsley.
I've never met Triple H, but I met Rey Mysterio. That was really cool.
You met Rey Mysterio?
I met Rey Mysterio. Got a picture taken with him. That was years ago. We lost the picture and the autograph.
Oh,
Yep.
that's sad.
Yep.
Was that with
But
Jim?
I did. It was with Jim, and it was my two brothers, and my cousin, and my uncle. Yes.
Interesting.
Yep.
I
think
Oh, no,
Trevor had the action figure of him signed for years. I don't know if he still has it or not, but
he's a good. I like that guy. I like that Rey Mysterio Jr. He's fun to watch.
yeah, he called me little buddy. It was cool.
Aw. Come here,
Yeah,
little
like,
buddy.
I
Did he give
was-
you a headlock and a little noogie?
Probably. I was like 4 or 5, so I'm surprised I still remember it. But yeah,
That would have been great. Just getting a noogie.
I don't remember. For some reason, I want to say it was in Dover, but I don't think it was.
Might have been.
But if it was definitely at Philbrooks.
Yeah, that would, yeah.
I also met George Animal Steel at Rochester Middle School. I've got that picture still.
You've got a picture with you and Georgie Animal Steel?
It's on my Facebook. Let me get it up. I'll send it to you. You can.
Oh,
put it in chat.
man. Georgie Animal Steel.
Yep.
One of the
At
best.
the middle school at RMS.
And a surprisingly brilliant man.
Was he? I
Yep.
don't know
Very
much
smart.
about him, honestly, about his like personal life.
Very smart man. I believe he was a teacher at one point. Want to make sure I fact check myself. That's a great meet, though. That's a good one.
Yeah, it was great. It was great. Yep.
Early life. Let's see. Born in Detroit, Michigan. Raised in Michigan State. Played as a football player for the Michigan State Spartans. That's no joke. Cut short knee problems, sort of like one of our chatters today, GR8TBMM. Could have been
Oh,
something.
really?
No, I'm just giving him shit.
That's rude. Why would you do that?
Oh, because he would laugh. Personal life. He had dyslexia, diagnosed with Crohn's disease. Ugh. Poor
Oh,
guy.
I don't have it, but I know it pretty well. Oh, here it is. Here's the picture. Can I copy image address? I hope this works. I don't know if it will.
Myers became a teacher, amateur wrestling coach, and football coach at Madison High.
It's a long link, and I apologize.
Let's take a look at this, shall we? I'm going to look at it. Oh my God.
Yeah, I'm the little guy.
I like the fact that you're looking up at your brother instead of George Animal Steel.
Yep.
And voiceless person, please open up this picture. 88, was that? Only was it by a foot. See, he is laughing. I told you. I believe 88, wasn't that a Terry Glenn jersey?
I believe it was.
88, Terry Glenn, voiceless person, Pat's expert. Look, he's got the green tongue and everything.
Yeah, oh yeah. No, it's
Oh,
all
Devin. What is that shirt you had on, by the way?
Jurassic Park. You see that red thing on the shirt? With
Sure
like, the
do.
paw print?
Yeah.
You pressed it. It made a dinosaur roar.
Oh my God.
It was one of my favorite shirts I ever owned.
You know what? One of my favorite things about this picture is
Terry
look,
Glenn, number 88, 83.
look at how happy Jim is.
Oh yeah.
Jim is like, I'm here with these two boys, and they get to meet George Animal Steel.
Now, for people that don't know Jim, trust us, he's very happy in that picture.
He's very happy in that picture.
He was never like a grouchy looking person, and he always smiled. But trust us, you can tell just how happy he is.
It comes out in that picture. That picture's like, holy shit, he is so amused right now.
And then you look at Trevor.
And Trevor's just like, you know what, Devin? We need to use that picture more often. Anytime he posts about the Chiefs, I want that picture put up.
Either that picture or the other picture of him holding up Backstreet Boys' New Millennium CD for his birthday.
Oh, was he so happy to have a Backstreet Boys CD?
Oh my God, was he happy? Yeah.
Good to see his musical tastes haven't changed.
I'm so glad that he's my brother and not Mr. Tuck.
I know. Because I like your brother. Tuck's an asshole.
He sure is. Just don't look up my brother on Facebook.
All right. So that was us talking about Come Sail Away, which I love that theory. I really do love that theory. Because it makes sense.
Yeah, I mean.
And I do like the fact that it's angels.
I thought that they were angels, but to my surprise, they climbed aboard their starship and headed for the skies. I don't think there is room for any other interpretation there.
No, you can't be like, oh, maybe they were talking about. No.
He even, I keep on saying Tony DeYoung.
Dennis
DeYoung even says, he mentions he thought something was wrong, and then he was surprised to find out the actual truth. It's crazy to me. Crazy to me.
Don't forget, this is also the man that gave you Domo Arigato, Mr. Roboto.
I
Domo.
tried to, but
Domo. He's the best.
Don't get me on a tangent with music.
Okay, let me steer it back then.
So I'll start talking about John Wetton, and it won't be good.
One of the other things I wanted to talk about, one of the topics that I didn't bring up to you, not really a conspiracy theory, but I'm going to tie it in like we always do. I'm going to connect some dots. I love our
tie-ins. Another famous person from New Hampshire, Tony DeYoung.
Yeah, we were just saying that we wondered if Dennis DeYoung was related to Tony DeYoung. I'm going to be really dumb. Who's Tony DeYoung?
Oh my goodness, you really don't know?
Hold on, looking now.
He's a person who's still alive. He was on he keeps like posting these things on his Facebook how he works at, like, I forget the name of the record company.
I'm looking
but some
at
big
this
record company, and he really doesn't. He talks, there's multiple like snapshots of him talking to underage girls. He was on Dr. Phil. Yep.
Okay, hold on. Let me interrupt you. I just did a Google search, okay?
What does
his official website comes up, and do you know what it says?
No, but I'm about to find
out. Tony DeYoung official website - the next Eminem.
Yeah.
Devin.
I know. What? No. Are you gonna say what I think you're gonna say?
I'm just shocked that anybody would try to make that statement.
Oh, okay. You didn't say what I thought you were gonna say.
No, what did you think? Because please, it'll probably be really clever.
I thought they're gonna be like Devin. We need to interview him.
No, I don't think he's a conspiracy guy.
No.
Tony DeYoung, balls deep, explicit audio. Yeah, this sounds fantastic. I'm glad I looked that up. So, the next topic that I wanted to talk about that I didn't tell Devin about beforehand.
Hold on. Sorry. Did you look at his upcoming?
No, why would I?
Okay, just hear me out, right? This was supposed to happen back in June 17th of this year. Madison Square Garden, New York City. The next Eminem, Tony, will be performing at Madison Square Garden on June 17th in front of a sold-out crowd. Jay-Z will be opening for Tony.
How delusional is this guy? Is this real? Like, is he real, or is this performance art?
I hope it's performance art. I really do.
Because I'm looking at this site, and he's got an executive team, and I gotta think this is a joke.
That's the thing. Like you would think so, right?
Not okay. Look, autographs $500, a phone
Mm.
call $1,000. This is a joke.
Yeah.
It's got to be like you can't even click on those. Place an order.
Well, yeah, that's the thing. You have to fill this out, and
Oh yeah, that seems legit.
yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
enough
Moving
of
on.
Mr. Balls Deep. So one of the things we're gonna here we go with my dots connecting. Um, Fun fact about our friend Voiceless Person: big fan of the former planet Pluto.
Okay.
Loves constantly getting beat up on the streets of Rochester. Wait, he's from Rochester?
I believe so.
Are you kidding me? Okay, wait a minute. Hold on. Now this
I never-
changes everything.
I did not think we'd be talking about Tony DeYoung extensively tonight, but
Is he
I love it.
honestly from Rochester? He lives in this town.
I'm going to his Facebook profile. He says he lives in LA, but like,
No, so he doesn't because he's opening up for Jay-Z. Voiceless Person, you know all the weird. Okay, good. Voiceless Person confirms
okay.
Rochester. Okay, now this changes things, Devin. We may have to interview him.
No, Kevin, you don't understand this guy, okay?
No, you're right.
And we don't need
100%. Devin's like, no.
We're not. He posted 12 minutes ago. Tony DeYoung, Marshall Mathers at part 2.
Please let me loose with this guy.
No,
I'll invite him over.
no, don't. For real, don't. We're not getting involved with Tony DeYoung.
Okay, I'm gonna have the Kevin Sylvain, Tony DeYoung, Evan Post podcast. It's going down in internet history.
Just tell him you're a famous podcast. We're more famous than Tony DeYoung. That's
Can
not
you
true.
can you imagine the Evan Post, Tony DeYoung podcast, Evan?
You know what's really sad about that?
You can, can't you?
Well, not just that, but yeah. That that would put us on the map for a local podcast.
It so would.
And then people would start listening to like our other episodes.
That's what
like,
I'm thinking.
Fringe theory shit that they're talking about.
This is what I'm thinking. Just get them in a room and just I'm gonna do this. This is all I'm gonna do. I'm just be like, so boys, what's it like out there on the grind? And just let them go. And just sit back. And that would be 2 hours of radio gold.
You just don't bring them into your house. That's all I ask. You got such
Listen,
yeah.
I'll hide all my medication.
not even that.
All right, first of all, Devin, which one of them is going to do anything to me?
It's not so much what I think they're gonna do to you right off the bat, but they're gonna take note of what you own.
Eh,
They're
maybe.
gonna take note about the doors where they're located, your windows.
Yeah, okay, which one of those two is a master criminal?
I'm not saying they have to be a master criminal to break into a house.
The last thing Evan Post did to me was come over and try to mow my lawn, and I ended up calling him a heroin junkie and kicked him out.
That dude tried cheating out my friend's mom, who at the time had cancer, which she
Oh,
did
my
not survive, by the way.
God.
And because of
The Yale Street Rumble.
shoveling snow, shoveling her driveway. He like asked for half of it up front, so her being nice, she did it.
Oh.
And he took advantage of it. He did a shitty job.
No. This I
And
don't
then-
believe.
And then tried asking for the rest of it after. And she was like, no. And then he came back like the next snowstorm and tried pulling it in again.
He wanted to mow my lawn. I said, my landlord mows the lawn. Yeah, but I can do it cheaper. I'm like, cheaper than free.
Are you gonna pay me to mow my lawn?
Yeah. And then it was my girlfriend's pregnant. She's been pregnant for 10 years.
Yeah.
That is a long gestation period.
I remember the first time I ever ran into Evan Post. It was before like the whole Facebook thing made him popular. It was the subway by your house.
Evan will mow.
Walking in, I think I was like still in high school or fresh out of high school. Walking inside, and he was begging for money for bus fare to go see his kids. I didn't give them the money, but like I didn't know who he was, so I thought he was being serious at first because I was naive and stupid.
Devin,
But
want to see me throw a hand grenade in chat?
Yeah.
I think I know someone in chat who was ready to go give Evan either money or food because they felt bad for him.
Was this?
Don't.
Wow, that gave it away who that was. Huh?
Don't.
That person spoke up.
In that person's defense, they did not know about him at the time.
I was just gonna ask that.
Yeah, no.
Just gonna ask.
No clue. Yeah. Okay, enough Evan Post, Tony DeYoung, Rochester weirdos.
Let's get back to those.
I defended you.
Fringe theories.
Right. Okay. Back to making fun of Voiceless person who liked Pluto a lot. There was confirmation of the furthest discovered object in our solar system this week. And it's classified, and I didn't even know about this classification, and it might be something that they just made up. A pink dwarf planet.
Pink dwarf planet, huh?
Yeah. I forget what they named it. I think it's called like Far Out or something dumb like that. But they discovered it almost the same distance as where like Voyager just left the effects of the sun. So on the very outskirts of the solar system.
Is that how they discovered it?
No. I don't know how they discovered it. But they do know it's pink, and they think the pink hue comes from it being covered in ice, which I'm still blown away by how they even get the fuck out of here at least once a week and come ACS. God damn it. Why did we bring up Evan Post? So anyways, this planet, I don't know if you're looking it up. I think they named it something dumb like Far Out.
It is.
Yeah, okay. So that was discovered. Now, the other thing I was going to talk to, this is why I'm going to tie them together. Trump just signed into action this week the Space Force.
Yep.
So here I go with my dots. We have the discovery of that planet. We have Trump signing the Space Force. We have Kepler.
I know where this is going.
Kepler's gone down. We have Hubble not working right. We have all the solar system, all the telescopes being shut down.
Keep it going. No, I'm so excited. I'm getting pumped.
How do you say it? Umam. What was it called? Umamu. Uamua. That thing went through, and they're talking about how that's could be a probe.
Umwamwa.
Here's your piece that you don't know about, Devin. I was listening to Clyde the other night, the great Clyde Lewis, and this was the same, interestingly enough, the same exact night that George Sr. died. So his PDP, Pink Ice Ball. The same night that George Bush died, so his show got kind of interrupted. He had a guy on named Richard Hoagland. Don't know if you know of Richard Hoagland?
I don't.
Okay. Richard Hoagland used to work, I don't know if it was exactly for NASA, but he worked on the program that sent one of the first probes to Mars way back. This is Viking. This is like 70s.
Okay.
He also is the one that saw the face on Mars. That's kind of been debunked by now. But so anyways, he's been doing this for a long time. He's got contacts everywhere. He's way connected with the people. So on his show, he's like, I want you guys to know that me and my team have put together a dossier that was asked for by the president. We've sent it off to him. He's going to be reviewing it. So I'd be very interested to see what happens in a week or two once he gets all this information. Wait, Nathaniel. Oh, good, man. This is cool. Nate's in here too. Good to see you, Nate. Devin, Nate is I don't know if you met him. He's one of my friends from school.
Hello, Nate.
Feel free to talk. We're talking about some crazy space things. So, yeah. Hoagland sent off this dossier to Trump. Trump, apparently, I don't know if he listened to it or not, but it was like a week or two later. Now he's signed into order the Space Force. What are all these things lining up to? I'm going to leave that to you for right now because I want to see what you think.
I think I know.
No, go ahead. I want to hear what you think.
I think this goes to that whole theory about the people talking about the alien invasion, quote unquote, to unify the planet.
I think we're heading that way.
What's
up, Nate?
Yeah, that's if I again don't know if I believe into that, but things are getting oddly into it, and I'm so happy that this is happening right now.
I'll tell you what
I say that, but if this happens, it's going to be super scary because of people's reactions.
I'll tell you what I think is happening. So this week also, oh yeah, by the way, I happen to know Nate has a very good story about Sea Point Beach. I'm going to wait till he hears that. He's going to know what I'm talking about. It's one of the best stories I've ever heard. He told it to me. There's not many people on this planet more than I trust than this man, Nate. It's fascinating. So this week, the people that run SETI, Devin, I think you probably know what SETI is, Search for Extraterrestrial Intelligence. It's a program where they listen for signals coming in from space to see if somebody's making contact with us.
Right.
They came out with a whole manual this week, out of the blue, of what we should use for terms, the different searches that they are doing, what they are trying to find now. What I think happened was when that Oumuamua went through, people were like, whoa, we're not looking for the right things. We're not looking for what advanced civilizations would probably send out, which would not be biological life.
No.
It doesn't make a ton of sense. If you're just out probing, if you don't know anything, like if you know a specific place and you want to go to it and you can cross the universe, then yeah, okay, you could send some type of a life form. But if you don't know and you're just going on a probe, why would you send anything other than like some type of artificial intelligence?
Which is, excuse me again, which is exactly what we're doing, but in a more primitive form already.
Yes.
Which is funny that it took them that long to like, not to say everyone thought that it would be the other way, but it took them that long to think that.
I don't know that it took them that long. What I think is happening now is they're slow. They put some of this stuff out as feelers, and it didn't cause panic.
Right.
Like,
no. Yeah.
The story
Exactly.
about the Pentagon studying UFOs, the videos that the Pentagon put out of their footage of UFOs, they've put that stuff out there, and there was no panic. So now they're like, maybe it's time we can tell people.
Wait, go back to about the Pentagon.
Rewind.
That's good. You sound just like a cassette.
What about their videos that they released of the fighters tracking UFOs?
Okay, never mind.
Yeah, right after the whole Tom DeLonge thing came out. Yeah.
Yep.
So it seems to be, Nate's going to like this if he's still listening. It's like people would do a little bit of market research. Let's put this out there and see what the reaction is. Hey, here's a little piece of information. Hey, we're still kind of studying these UFOs. Didn't really bother everybody. So now they're like, okay, maybe they're ready to hear more and more and more. So all these things are converging at once because they're ready to let us know about something.
Right.
They're ready to let us know that we know there's been things that have come by, and maybe they're just probes coming by to study things, but there's stuff out there.
Who gave Oumuamua the name
Oumuamua? I don't know. I think it's because I think they found it from
Harvard?
Harvard's the one that are saying that it might have been alien. I think it got the name because I think the telescope in Hawaii found it.
Oh, yep.
I'm pretty sure that's why that happened.
Now, do you know, Kevin, what Oumuamua means?
I thought it was traveler or visitor or something like that.
A messenger.
That
reaches out from the distant past.
Yes. Interesting. How did that get named? Why?
Well, and if it was the astronomers from Harvard that suggested it is or it could be what they think it is, not the people who saw it in Hawaii. Why did they give it that?
Why did you right? So what I would think is the people that discovered it knew what it was.
Right.
They
Right.
had an idea. They knew what it was.
Exactly my point.
Yep. And then they're like, okay, let's put out an official statement from some establishment that people kind of have faith in to say, yep, we think it could be. But it's easily refutable.
It would either be Harvard or Yale would have been there.
Yep.
Two of the top known schools in America.
To me, I probably would have gone like, if I was going to do this, and this is going down the rabbit hole, if this is an actual conspiracy that they did this as a test to see if people would be okay with it, why not grab like a Oxford or Cambridge from England?
Yeah.
You know, because
Yep.
excuse me, as Americans, nothing sounds more important than a British accent.
It's true.
We've seen all those commercials. What are those, the Jaguar commercials that actually goof on that? That are
Jaguar.
like, but like, yeah, they're like, oh, everything sounds more important with a British accent. That was a great British accent on my part, by the way.
That sounded
Phenomenal.
just like a Brit would sound like.
Meh. Shut it. So it was very interesting listening to that episode with Hoagland on there saying something's going to come out in a week or two, and bam, here it was. Now, people could be like, throw enough shit against the wall, something's going to stick, but...
Now, here's the thing. Kevin. Have you...
Top of the pops, Kev. Top of the pops.
Have you thought about maybe all of this is what was in the letters at Bush's funeral?
Okay. Glad you brought that up, because that is...
I'm glad it... Yeah.
That is something that has been brought up. Skulls at Yale's. Mark, I've got a book called Inside the Skull and Bones, if you want to read that. Very good about the Skull and Bones and how it's more goofy than anything else, but it is a very good read.
Just like local level of Freemasonry.
Yes. My grandfather getting drunk. Mark knew my grandfather.
I wish I knew your grandfather.
Oh, you would have liked to know my dad. But
I'm sorry. Yeah.
My grandfather was the Mason.
You said grandfather. I was thinking Jake's grandfather.
Oh, yeah. Same thing. Do. See how that works? No, that is something that was brought up that that it said that they were going to disclose that.
Yeah.
To me, though, so I guess I can go along with it in this. I don't know if you've seen the pictures of Hillary Clinton with one of the Rockefellers, and she's got a pile of books under her arms all about UFOs.
No.
And
I need to look this up right now.
And this Rockefeller is very into UFOs. And one of her things was, I forget who was in her campaign, voiceless person. I'm sure you'll be quick to tell me because you do not like those people. Somebody in her campaign was saying when they get in there, they're going to absolutely disclose UFO information. So
when they get in there,
he was working for Hillary's campaign at the time.
Oh, God.
Saying that. So if they won, yes. Yep.
I assume, is that the one you're talking about that I just posted in chat?
Let me open it up.
I'm going to assume yes.
That is it. Yes. Is that Nelson Rockefeller? I don't remember which Rockefeller. But that book, Lawrence, okay. That book is a book about UFOs or aliens. Oh, yeah, I know. You love this conversation. Listen, we talk about everything. You know that. So if that would explain why she wasn't that freaked out by it, because she wanted it to be disclosed anyways. Now, why would everybody else be freaked out about it? Unless there's that grand conspiracy that we are working with a certain subset of aliens.
Right.
And
that's kind of what I was thinking.
If that gets out, then does it kind of like chip away at what they have going on? Because as Voiceless Person's hero said, the one thing that would unify the planet quicker than anything else would be invasion by an alien force. Ronald Reagan said that.
Which is true.
Oh, it's absolutely true. It's 100% true.
What's gonna bring humans together quicker than someone coming to steal our jobs?
They're coming
In
for
our
our
lives.
gerbs.
They took
They
your
took our
you know?
gerb.
Like, if anyone like ever says that that's not true, then and if they're right, then we're doomed. Like,
And
what is it the purpose of humanity if we say we get attacked by aliens, we don't unify?
have we talked about the Vatican telescope in Arizona, by the way? He had Alzheimer's. He
No, we
didn't
haven't.
have all. Oh my God. Why do you try to push my buttons? He did not have Alzheimer's when he was at the UN talking to the UN while he was the president of the United States. Yeah, winky face. Uh-huh. Kappa. So
What year did he talk at the UN?
ooh, well, when was he president to Voiceless Person? 86? So I would say check around like 83, 84 maybe. Voiceless Person, please tell me how long Ronald Reagan was in all the Kappa face. Yes, Kappa. Kappa, Kappa, Kappa. How long was Ronald Reagan president? If you look up Reagan's speech at UN, you'll get it immediately. It'll come right
He
up.
talked about alien threats 5 different times.
Yes, he did. He also had a sighting. And this was when he was government
Cessna citation
when
in
he
1974.
8 years, right? When did he become president though? Voiceless Person. I know he had 2 terms. Thank you for another winky face. 8 years. Great. Thank you. Was it 80 that he became president? Anyhow, Ronald Reagan had a sighting when he was the governor, 81, California. So 80 election. Thank you. When he was the governor of California, he had a sighting. He was driving with Nancy on the way to a party. Had a sighting. This is way before he was president or anything, or before UFOs were huge. Got to the party and immediately told everybody about the UFO sighting.
And
look,
that was
look
that
that one up.
74?
I don't know. I don't know.
Because some link it to the night in 1974 when from a Cessna citation aircraft. Oh, I don't want the video.
I don't
Article.
want the video.
I think it is. They don't.
I could have a little bit of my facts straight, but the fact
This-
that I pulled most of that together, I feel pretty good about myself.
Okay, 1974. He was still governor of California. He
Okay,
was
so I
on
got
an
that part right.
airplane.
Oh,
He was on
airplane.
an airplane
Okay.
when he saw it. An airplane approached Bakersfield, California, which is the home of corn. The passengers called Painter's attention to a strange object to the rear. It appeared to be several hundred yards away. Painter called it was a fairly steady light until it began to accelerate. Then it appeared to elongate. Then the light took off. It went up at a 45-degree angle at a high rate of speed. Everyone on the plane was surprised. The UFO went from a normal cruise speed to a fantastic speed instantly. That's classic UFO.
Mhm.
If you give an airplane power, it will accelerate, but not like a hot rod. And that's what this was like. A week later, Reagan recounted the sighting to Norman C. Miller, when Washington bureau chief for the Wall Street Journal. Reagan told Miller, "We followed for several minutes. It was a bright white light. We followed it to Bakersfield, and all of a sudden, to our utter amazement, it went straight up into the heavens." When Miller expressed some doubt, a look of horror came over Reagan. It suddenly dawned on him that he was talking to a reporter. Immediately after, according to Miller, Reagan flamed up. Reagan has not discussed the incident publicly since.
Yep.
But he talked. I can't get the year of when he was at the UN talking about it.
It doesn't really matter. I mean, it's a very famous video.
87.
Very famous video of him talking about
87.
Yep.
1987.
Giving that speech and saying that, that would unify the country of an alien invasion.
Unify the world.
The world, right. Yeah. So that one has always intrigued me, that Reagan is not the type of person that you could paint as a UFO nut.
No.
I would
No.
never pegged him for a UFO nut.
Nope.
So the fact that he had that sighting and was pretty adamant about it, sounded like, is pretty intriguing to me.
Same. Absolutely. And I, again, do not think he's wrong about what he says about an alien threat
Oh
being the only
no,
thing that could unify.
no. I mean, so this is what I was gonna get at because of that, because of saying that, and even it would don't take this word as the president, but it would even trump religious beliefs. And there's a couple things that I have been kind of looking into. One of them is, and if you want to look this up just to make sure I'm not too far off base with this, because again, this is just off my memory.
On it.
The Vatican has a telescope. You're gonna love the name of the telescope. The telescope is named Lucifer. The Vatican has a telescope named Lucifer.
It's true. It's a large binocular telescope.
Where is it in
named
Arizona?
Lucifer. Yeah, Tucson.
God, that and 1,000. So, when asked about what they're doing with the telescope, they flat out said, "We're looking to see if there is anything else out there."
You know what this reminds me of?
What?
Hysterically, even. It reminds me of the episode of Futurama where Bender becomes God, but like Fry and Leela go to a Buddhist um
Temple?
goddamn temple telescope combination in the Himalayas to look for Bender. And they look out into the stars because they feel that God is out there,
Yeah.
like physically. And I mean, come to find out they were right.
They were right. Nice devil face for Lucifer, by the way. Good job.
That is good.
So when asked, they said that they were looking to see if anything is out there apart from us. And when pushed further on that, they said, as a quote from Jesus, "Inside my Father's house, there are many mansions."
Yep.
Now,
Yep.
my resident religious expert, voiceless person, I'm really curious and I want a serious answer from you. I don't know if you've heard that from the Bible before, but what do you take that to mean? And Devin, please get the right quote for me so I'm not misquoting it, but it's something like, "Inside my Father's house, there are many mansions."
You are so close. You're adding one word. John 14:2. In my Father's house
Okay.
are many mansions.
Yep.
What did Jesus mean by many mansions? I don't know if I'm going to like what this person says.
Oh, you're probably not, because there's I
Apart
mean,
from-
you can have a million different interpretations of that.
In my Father's house are many mansions. John 14:2, King James Version. Apart from Jesus' immediate context, celebrating the last Passover supper with his disciples in an oikia, palatial estate, Luke 22:10, versus an oikos, normal private dwelling, these words of Jesus should appear to us highly unusual. Does he perhaps have in mind that multi-leveled, many-roomed mansion where they were currently celebrating? Even so, how would his hearers have understood a metaphor for heaven that suggested that within God's house were situated thousands and thousands of individual mansions? The Greek word monai, I'm butchering these words, I'm sure, only appears here in John 14:2 and 23 in the New Testament. The meaning abode slash dwelling places slash rooms. However, is abundantly attested from early classical Greek literature on through the writings of the early church fathers after the NT, I forget, New Translation,
Yep.
used in this context. It simply means small room. And this is precisely the way the King James Version translates the only other use of the term in verse 23. Why, however, would Jesus employ such a common, even mundane word to describe the location of our heavenly future? And it goes way more into it. I'm not.
Yeah, and you don't
but-
need to, but
Yeah.
there's I see the not acceptable answer for my liking. But yeah, that's an acceptable answer. Inside my belly are many Reese's.
Yup, yeah,
Yeah,
especially mine.
yeah.
When I'm 50 years old, my body's gonna be like, "Why'd you do that to me?"
Because they were delicious. That's why.
So good.
So, in my father's house, there are many mansions. I believe, Devin, we might need a little bit more fact checking. I believe there is some quote from Jesus,
Jesus.
saying that he is not of this world. Now, many
Okay,
people will say, okay, he came from heaven, so not of
right.
this world. But if his father's house has many mansions, I take that as there's a creator. He created more than just the earth. He created all the heavens and the earth. If the heavens are the universe, then that same creator created all those houses.
Um,
So they all come
okay.
from one God. Are you,
He
are you
doesn't
looking up
say
the
he's
quote?
not of this world. He
Oh.
says my kingdom is not of this world.
Ah, okay. Yeah,
Which
but
he's talking about heaven
yeah,
because his kingdom is always, kingdom come.
yeah, and he is
What's
not
to come in the new world?
he's God in human form. He was sent down God in human form. Like so
Yep.
that would be my kingdom is not of this world. To me that means it's not just earth. It's not just earth. There's many mansions, there's many worlds, there's many places within the kingdom. The kingdom is not the kingdom of earth. The kingdom is above earth. The kingdom is bigger than earth. So, if the Vatican is saying things like in my father's house there are many mansions, if Jesus himself said religion and politics in one show, I know. It's a weird show for tonight. It's the two things that I
It
don't
really
really
is.
like to get into. But oh, here we go. There's no purpose for human life. If we were put here purpose for an intelligent life form, the only purpose I could think of would be to help aliens with reproduction. True. Staunch believer in that our step from the gorilla. Yes, me too. Any global powers that are keeping secrets from us, I would think because the extensive threat and the aliens' presence exists. Yes, they are fully evolved and we couldn't conceive of defense. Exactly. So just the fact that Reagan said that does not, please believe me, I would never be foolish enough to think if something can travel from across the galaxy to get to our tiny little planet that we would ever stand a chance.
We will.
I always fall back to, yes, it's fiction, but Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, where we are a piece of debris in the way of an intergalactic highway, and we need to get cleared out. And the aliens like the dolphins better. They warn the dolphins, and the dolphins are like, peace, I'm out. Thanks for all the fish.
We talked about this before, actually, and I used
Yes.
the analogy that Earth would be like a beaver dam if they were trying to build a bridge.
Yeah, I loved our beaver dam analogy. Nate, if
Yeah.
you probably didn't hear this episode, but Devin had a great thing. Don't forget your
I
towel,
think it was
buddy.
me.
You
Was it me
did.
or was it
No,
you?
no, you
One of
did.
us.
You said
Was
that
it me?
we are the equivalent of, because we were talking about abductions at the time too,
Yeah.
and I made the the leap from putting us in the position of an alien species and the beavers being us. We need
Yep.
the beaver dam gone, plus we need the beavers out of the way. So we trap the beavers, and the beavers could be inside that crate going, ah, God, why are you angry with us? Why are you taking us away? You are our God. And we're just like, get this beaver out of here.
Now, here's something to just give you a little food for thought here, Kevin.
Mm-hmm.
What if that already happened?
Well, and I think this is kind of what Nate was getting at too. That it probably did already happen. I still am a big believer in the whole, and even though I think Zechariah Sitchin kind of got some of the language wrong when he was translating the Sumerian stuff, and he didn't get 100% right. I am in the belief that oh my God, this goes down another one that we can talk about. That there was a race of aliens that came through. They're like, wow, there's a lot of things on that planet we really need. we really don't feel like taking the time to put in the effort to go get this stuff. Hey, look at those gorillas down there. If we tweak, they wouldn't be gorillas. I don't know what they would call them. I don't speak alien. But we can tweak their DNA a little bit, give them a little bit of our stuff, make them just smart enough to go, gold is cool. I love gold. And they will dig that shit out of the ground until they die. Boom, let's go do that. Now, some people have theorized that they were actually hanging out on Mars while that was happening. That Mars was where they were. And that Mars shows signs of having a massive cataclysmic event like the Earth has had over and over and over again. That there's... Get ready, Devin. I know where you've heard this before. There's signs of impact proxy on Mars, just like the KT boundary, just like the Younger Dryas boundary, all those massive cataclysms that just suddenly wiped everything out. Now, if that happened and they were in like whatever this was that was kind of using us, they just like, ooh, we got to get out of here. They could have come over and us stayed on the planet and been the gods that were talked about, that have been talked about.
Yeah.
They were the advanced beings that kind of tweaked with us, got us going to where they wanted us to be. And then they're like, oh crap, we're kind of stuck here with these cretins that we've created. So it could have already happened. We could have been, and that kind of what Nate's belief is too. I've always felt this way too. I don't think we're completely created, but I think we had a kickstart from somebody. And when we start to see, when we've been talking about lately, the ancient civilizations that were way advanced, are they studying as a way of understanding their own evolution? That's another good thing. Yes, that is another good thing, because they might be at a point where, God, I love that people are in here talking to us now. They might be at a point in their evolution where they're like, how did we get here? Sort of like what we're doing now. And they're like, oh, wait, let's go look at these silly creatures down here, because they're pretty far behind us. It'll give us an idea of where we came from. Yes, the scientists of aliens. Yeah.
I don't want to cut you off.
No, I love this. We're getting somewhere with people talking with us and having some back and forth with this stuff. This is great. Devin, I've been talking too much. What do you have to say about it?
Oh, I feel like you were finishing up a thought there. I want you to finish that.
Let me let Nate start to get into some of the stuff that's happened with him. Devin, you don't know this. My friend Nate we're going to have to, Nate, if you don't mind sometime, will you be on our show with us? Because my friend, you have some stories to tell.
I'd love to hear them.
Kevin talked too much. Nah, I know.
That's why you're perfect for this.
I know. But
I know.
Devin, so you know, when Lil Kev and Lil Nate were hanging out when we were little buds in like junior high school, Nate told me these stories. Exactly. Chat is tough to explain it all.
It is. Yep.
Please.
We need to have you on, Nate.
Nate, we would love. Oh, good. Yes.
Perfect.
I will make sure that we get in touch with you about when we're gonna do this.
Kevin, is next week is when we're recording the pre-recorded.
Yeah,
episode,
the pre-recorded one. So
are we still gonna do a live episode that night?
I think so.
Okay, maybe we can have him on for the live episode.
Yeah, Nate, get in touch with me. Oh, actually, we're gonna see each other Saturday, correct? We're gonna go out Saturday night with Ryan. That we're gonna go get a drink or two. Well, you won't be drinking, but we can figure it out then.
If it's easier to have him on for the episode 7, we can do that too. Have him come over to your house and we can do like an actual sit-in thing.
Yeah. So let's save Nate. Let's save your stories.
Yeah.
Big time radio tease from us here. We're getting professional at this. We're going to save Nate's stories for when he can tell them in his own words, because I'll never do them justice and chat won't do it justice either. But I
also want to meet him in person too.
Oh, yeah.
So, yeah.
Oh, plus, if you two get talking about music, we may never talk about
Oh, is this?
Yes.
I think. Okay. All right.
This is not Matt. This is another music friend. This is who you're
Right.
talking to
Right.
right now is a local legend. He will say no. He will tell you no. It's not true. The man is
Well,
a local legend in the music world. If
I'm
Mark
already
is still
interested.
around here, he would agree with me. But Devin is, I mean, Nate is way too modest to say that he's a local legend. Just kidding. You're not that modest. You're a local legend. But no, seriously, getting back to like how young we were when he fuck you. Back when we were much younger, Nate told me some of these stories. So this is how far back I go with this stuff. And Nate and I have had some really cool talks. So this is way pre-internet cuz we old.
Man, Jacob needed to step up his game.
Yeah.
Why wasn't Jacob like that? I needed something like that in my life.
Well, this is because we had to put in work for things, Devin. We didn't have the internet. So Nate was my conduit to everything cool because he had the skate magazines, which had all the cool music in the back where we had to get our cool music from. He had all that stuff. We were listening to stuff there that people weren't listening to. Nate just had his finger on the cool shit of the time. Everything cool I learned in my younger years, I learned from Nate. It's not much of a lie either. It's pretty solid.
Not
pretty
much of a lie.
No,
so it's a little bit of a lie.
Well, we had a lot of cool friends, and actually, that's one of the funny things that I look back now and see what some of my friends have done, and like I'm not
you all the time, all the time. You tell me you know Christy.
Yeah.
I don't remember the friend
Christy
of yours that
Caracas.
created that watch company. It's like, damn it,
Ryan, who we're going. That's Nate and I will go be meeting up with him this weekend. Yeah.
He liked the page, by the way.
Yeah. He actually, when I was talking to him, when I was talking to Ryan, when I was getting the watch from him and everything, and they're not doing that company anymore, but
yeah.
He was telling me that he was actually listening to the podcast while he was out running.
Oh,
yeah.
Rich people listening to us.
Yeah, rich people.
Nice.
It's so funny because Nate will be one of the first ones to tell you. It's just like, it's so weird that you would even call Ryan rich, just knowing from like our backgrounds, just where we came from.
Does Christy listen to us?
I don't know that Nate might be a better resource about that. I doubt that Christy does.
Damn.
Christy runs a different life than us, Devin.
Does he?
The man lives in a different world.
I don't know enough about him, so.
Nope. He
needs to get us our own show on Adult Swim.
Yeah. Now Christy runs his own way of living. I remember I saw a picture of him and he had a his dad was a science teacher. Yeah, his dad was awesome. I saw a picture of him one day posted and he had like a WWE hat on or a WWF hat. I'm like, oh my God, did you get that at your dad's class? He's like, no, I just bought this. It's new. Oh man. That's another one though. That's another one that I used to have. Yes. Oh my God. I am so glad you brought that up. I have told that story to people and they don't believe me.
I'm one of those people, though. I believed you.
Yeah, you believed me.
Yeah.
Mayonnaise sandwiches, brother. Yep.
Hey, if you could throw on like a slice of tomato, those are good.
I will tell you, interesting thing about Christy. Christy and I were in elementary school together, and he was selling. I think I told you about this. He drew a comic version of the movie Platoon, and he would draw it by hand every week, and we would print it out at work on a Ditto machine, and he would sell them at school. So we would sell his comics in elementary school. They were great. They were great, by the way. Looked a lot like Super Jail. Anytime I see Christie's cartoons, I'm like, yeah, you can instantly tell it's one of Christie's. But we went to Allen School in Rochester together. We had a 4th grade teacher who had the most amazing books in class, and one of them was Chariots of the Gods. And for anybody that doesn't know what Chariots of the Gods is, Chariots of the Gods is a book by Eric von Daniken. I think that's Dutch. I think he's Dutch. But he did a lot of studying about God, I just said his name. Alexander Stitchin. God, I couldn't remember it.
Oh, yep.
Yes, he was. Yes, because this is where that came from, Nate. This is where this came from. We read that book. Christy and I read that book in like 4th grade. Blown away. She also had. This is crazy because it's all coming back to me. She had books about Sasquatch.
Oh,
Yeah, she had all Loch Ness Monster, Sasquatch, and these were like factual books. They weren't like fiction books. They were like people who did studies on them.
yep.
Mrs. Locke. God, I hope she's still alive. I wish I knew where she was. She used to live on Moosehead Lake in Maine. One of the most amazing teachers ever. But that book, Chariots of the Gods, stuck out, and that really got me going with all of this type of thinking. It was the same time she also had the Lord of the Rings trilogy. So we read like 4th grade, we're reading Lord of the Rings, we're reading Chariots of the Gods, all this stuff. And we were just like, yep, we're going down this path.
Life.
Well,
This is life now.
at the same time, we were also watching things on TV. Like it was that show Leonard Nimoy hosted it. Do not anyone say Star Trek. It was not Star Trek. God, I can't remember what it was called. Let me look it up now. I think it's Beyond Belief, maybe. But he used to. It was every week. It would be a show about cryptozoology, about aliens, about all that stuff. So we were listening to that too. So I'm so excited for Nate to be in here in our chat and be willing to be on our show because this stuff goes back so far with me. I've been like interested in it for so long. And so now that more and more people are talking about it, I don't feel as crazy. Beyond Bizarre! Yes!
He's got so excited.
Thank you. The smile you put on my face. Yes. One of the things I wanted to tell you, Devin, is I was in a class last week at work learning advanced Java. Very exciting stuff. So I was connecting SQL databases through Java. I was creating them and all kinds of fun things like that. But I started talking about I had a podcast to the class. There's a couple people in class. They're like, what's it about? And I mentioned that it was like conspiracy theory stuff. The entire class. Oh, I'm really into that stuff, but I never think I should talk about it because I think people think I'm crazy. Like, I just don't care if people think I'm crazy. Because I've always felt this way. So it's really getting exciting getting to do this stuff now. So, all right. Yeah. Again, I've talked too much. Devin's turn.
I had something. I had something.
I'm so sorry because I got too giddy with me and Nate
no.
reminiscing.
No, please don't be sorry. Oh my God. What were we talking about before? It was related to that.
Cheers to the God.
No, like before all that.
Vatican, Lucifer,
Okay.
planets.
Yeah, we're getting close. It was.
Oumuamua.
Oh, we are
Alien
so-
invasion. The
so
fake
good.
alien invasion. I'm trying to go through
Oh,
everything
man.
we talked about.
I've lost it.
Oh no.
I've lost it. Damn. Oh,
Politics and religion. Thank you, voiceless person.
we can talk politics.
No, we did enough of that already.
I don't mind talking religion. I don't like talking politics.
Yeah.
Religion's okay with me. But no,
I like tying in religion to how it's just misunderstood technology.
Right.
Magic and religion, misunderstood technology.
Oh my goodness.
This is gonna bug you that you can't remember.
It is. Oh yeah. Yeah, you know how frustrated I get.
Yeah.
How easily frustrated I get.
Oh man.
okay, well,
Hopefully
here's
you're
one
not
thing,
as
though.
in search of. Nate, it was in search of. In search of. That's what it was called.
Kevin, did I ever tell you about this weird post?
Evan?
Nope. It was called the Hidden Hand Interview.
Oh.
Alleged ruling bloodline priest.
Oh. No.
Now, this I'm trying to figure out. I'm on this page right now. It's very, very long. I'm not going to go into everything. 16-page summary of the most important parts of the 60-page interview is available here. There's a 4-page summary. I read this once. I don't remember. It was posted on some forum a few years ago, 2008. Okay, so 10 years ago. November 19th, 2008. This guy posted on this forum saying that, here, I'll just read the very first thing he posted. I am a generational member of a ruling bloodline family. Every so often, as per the directives of the law of our Creator, a brief window of opportunity opens whereby a select handful of our family are required to make communication with our subjects and offer you the chance to ask us questions you would like answered. I am double bound in this duty. It is required of me by the law of our Creator to offer opportunity to you at this time, though I am also bound by the law of in
Parentheses.
thank you. I was gonna go with parentheticals, and I was stressing
Oh
out for
yeah,
some reason.
parenthetical. Yeah. Good one.
The law of in parenthetical planetary, free will, and by family oaths that there is only so much I am able to say. Rules define life in games.
It's the
If
email.
you wish to
The email.
participate, here they are.
What? The
1.
email.
I will afford you courtesy and respect in the manner I address you, and I expect the same from you in reciprocation. 2. I will decide whether or not I am either willing or permitted to answer your question. If your question is not answered, it is either because I cannot disclose it or because I consider your question was lacking in one or more of the following: respect, courtesy, intelligence, decency, or that it was otherwise unworthy of being dignified with a response. 3. That you agree to treat this potential dialogue of an aspect of provisional faith in practice. Excuse me, of provisional faith. In practice, this means that rather than impeding the flow of information with crass comments of disbelief or petty name calling, my participation here requires of you that you discourse with me under suspended judgment. In other words, wait until the process is complete before deciding for yourself as to the content of truth and knowledge imparted herein. 4. That you formulate your questions intelligently. My time is limited. I do not want to waste it by having to trawl through pointless, futile, insensible, or disrespectful questions. Therefore, I will answer the questions I feel are most deserving of a response during the time that I have available. Use the time we have wisely. If any of the above conditions are breached, yeah, okay, so
Mm-hmm.
the rules were important, so that's why I wanted to read them all.
Yep.
Essentially, people ask him all these questions, and I'm gonna post what I'm looking at right now to the chat. And I didn't want Control F. I want Control V. Go away.
Are you
there we
on
go.
want to know
There.
info secret? Okay, good, because I had just gotten there on my own. Okay, good.
Yep.
Okay.
Okay. And it's super long, but the
Mhm.
craziest thing is like some of these questions that are asked, and he gives these answers about how the people that rule Earth. I don't know why I did quotations on Earth. The people that rule Earth are like the lowest of the low for these bloodlines. So what does that make us, there's a side thought. And he goes in to say that this life that we're living, this world that we have right now, is just a play. That
Mhm.
we all are assigned these roles in between lives. And whenever the world ends, we all, like our spirits, congregate together because we know each other outside of this world, but we don't know each other in this world. And we meet up when everything is said and done, and we just have a good time talking about this last play that we just went through. And then we start getting ready for the next one, and we have different roles for the next one. And there's so many really good like religious questions that people ask him or her. And the thing about this is it's very consistent with everything. All the answers are super consistent. The 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 wording, the phrasing, everything is polite, respectful, grammatically correct, almost 100%. And he had quick answers too. It wasn't like he waited a few days to answer questions. It was almost immediately as far as internet goes.
What you
And everything was consistent.
what you read about the play reminded me of this.
All the world's a stage, and all the men and women are merely players. They have their exits and their entrances, and one man in his time plays many parts. Yeah,
It reminded me of that, which at first, not gonna lie, I'm like, oh, that's from a Rush song. And then I was like, no, dummy, that's actually a Shakespeare line.
that's Shakespeare.
Yeah. So like it hit me. I'm like, it's very similar to what Shakespeare said. So, and I'm not saying that this guy is a fraud at all.
Right.
But it is very derivative of that line. But I'm going through it to see like ruling bloodlines, Rockefellers are 13. Okay, I've heard about the 13 before. No competition since the House Against House, Dog Eat Dog World. Okay, what time is it? Generational. Yep. This would be. I'm gonna go through this. This looks pretty interesting.
I'm gonna one question is how do you justify that the current British royal family line is the true bloodline, but Ishmael is not the true receiver of Abraham's gift? If you're true bloodline, you'll know what I mean. And then the answer is who says it is the true line? There were ruling bloodlines long before your Yahweh and his Christianity arrived on this planet. Yahweh is a creator, not the one infinite creator. There are other and higher gods than him. Ultimately, all are a part of the one and either consciously or unconsciously exercising their free will to create. Begin to study outside of the box for a true understanding of the creation. The British royalty is not the most powerful line. The names that you know do not hold the real ancient power. There are others above these lineages in the hierarchy. You will not know the names of these lines.
Devin,
Yep,
I'm gonna go ahead and say this.
do it.
Stan Lee was right.
How so?
The one above all, and then all these other gods underneath the one above all that were all kind of creators. So in the Marvel universe, in the actual comic book universe,
Yeah.
there is the one above all.
Okay.
That is to be perceived as, most people take it as, that's Stan Lee.
Okay.
He is the creator of the universe. He is the one that can create all. But inside that universe, you had other gods who were creators of parts of the universe. And then underneath that, you had even lower things. And like some of the lowest forms are actually Hulk, Thor. Like,
Okay.
those are the lowest lines. The higher lines are like Living Tribunal. What are some of the other major ones? The bigger, badder characters. But like, they're the ones that are creators themselves. But there is nothing above the one above all who has the will to create all of this or get rid of it with one move. So what this says is just like that Marvel Universe structure. You have, like, they're basically saying that the God that we know of, Yahweh, whenever he showed up on this planet, which could be what Nate and I were talking about, to like create us by tweaking genes and apes or whatever, is really nothing that major.
Right. But to us, it's like, oh my God.
It's the beaver, and we've put it in the trap.
Yep.
The beaver thinks we are the end, highest creation, most powerful thing in the planet, in the universe. And we're like, this is a beaver. And we're nothing too. So to think that what people hold as like the highest form of power that we could ever deal with, which would be God or Yahweh, as being just like a minor player in a bigger part, is frightening if you believe it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Frightening.
Yeah.
Like Nate was
That's
saying,
why
like wait, like we could ever to stand up to anything with that much power.
that's why I like to fall back on solipsism.
Yeah.
Honestly. Like that
Yeah.
that's kind of my safety net. Remember
Yeah.
the last time we did this, I had asked you what is the craziest theory that you believe in,
Yeah.
and you told me
Time slip.
the, the time slip.
Yep.
Mine is I'm a solipsist.
Mm-hmm.
And in a weird way, it's like the only way that helps me kind of cope with some of this shit.
But
Um
and that's
so
religion too. You know what I mean? Like you
yeah,
having that
yeah.
belief is what
It is
religion
a
does for
religion.
people.
Oh, absolutely. That's why I try not to knock religion. Sometimes sometimes it's hard, but it's not so much religion itself. It's some of the
It's
I
organized.
don't wa- I don't want to say Bible thumpers because that's not just them, but yeah, it's the
Oh
organization.
yeah,
of it.
that and anybody that pushes theirs on you.
Right.
Don't
I
push it
I
on me.
love a good Christian who's just an all around good person who
I-
does the right
yes.
thing, even if there wasn't a God.
Yes.
That's great. To
I
me, that's amazing.
and I've had this thing where I'm like, okay, I go back and forth on whether or not what I think Jesus was, if he was real. And I've always had the belief too that if he was real, I think that he was just this really good guy. Hi, voiceless person. Don't even get mad at me. I think that Jesus was this really good guy who had a really good message. And just like Life of Brian, people made him into something that he wasn't. He's like, no, you guys aren't understanding what I'm saying. I'm saying be a good person on your own. Not because
That's
someone's going to put you in hell.
Jesus was the thing I was thinking of earlier.
Oh, okay. There you go. Boom. I got it for you.
The theory that Jesus was a star child.
Oh, okay.
I love it. I love it.
Yep.
And for those that don't know in chat,
I'll link that.
star child definition. Star child is a unique living person who is unlike the majority of us, but who has special perceptive abilities.
Like Kevin Sylvain.
Yeah, this metaphysical concept of a star child is sometimes also called a star seed or an old soul. Or if you've watched 2001: A Space Odyssey, what David Bowman becomes. Just in a weird physical form.
Yeah, it was symbolism at the end, but
Exactly.
yeah.
And there's actually a very recent star child phenomena that has happened.
The kid from Mars?
Yep. Exactly. Exactly. And it's just basically I think it comes down to if Jesus was I'm gonna talk about this as if it's okay.
Mhm.
Not to say that I believe in it. I just think it's fascinating. So let's say Jesus is a star child. He's gonna have all sorts of knowledge of things beyond what we know, right?
Yep.
He could have knowledge about a creator and all
Mhm.
this stuff. What if God was some sort of bigger star child? Not a star child per se, but like related to a star child, and that's why he calls him father and all that stuff.
Sort of like Fallout 4 with Sean. Father.
Sort of like Fallout 4.
No, but I totally know what you're getting at. Yeah.
Right. And it's another Indigo. That's another I
Indigo
think
Children.
Indigo Star Child, I believe, is a more Indigo Child. Indigo Children, according to a pseudoscientific.
The Indigo Girls. Good band.
Are children who are believed to possess special, unusual, and sometimes supernatural traits or abilities. Okay. Okay, so I'm gonna take back what I said about Jesus potentially being a star child. What if he's an indigo child?
Oh, poor Jeebus. He just got did he get demoted or promoted?
He got promoted.
Oh, okay. Good for Jeebus then.
I believe. Star or indigo children, I believe, have supernatural traits or abilities.
Are you shaking
What if-
your head at me calling him Jeebus or us saying he might be an indigo? Because to me, I don't think we're insulting the Jeebus. Maybe me calling him Jeebus is, but
I mean, Jesus wasn't even his real name.
exactly. And
So
let's get this out of the way too. Many things. I believe, and I'm going to assume here, I believe that voiceless person's image of Jesus is the Barry Gibb Jesus.
Barry Gibb.
I think she
Yeah.
sees the Barry Gibb Jesus when she thinks of Jeebus.
You got whitewashed, man.
When in reality, Jeebus probably looked. Yeah, well, I do know what happens when I assume, but Jeebus, I think, looks probably more like
Ethnic. He's exotic.
Kanye West.
Would you go? Would you?
Oh, Nate. Okay, man. Yeah. We will talk Saturday about getting you on here. And thanks for
Yes,
stopping
thank
in, man. And it's awesome.
Thank you for stopping by, Nate. I'm looking forward to hopefully meeting you.
Maybe one of our first real guests to tell us some stories.
Yeah, real guest too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
awesome. I'm so glad
is.
Nate stopped in here. Nate is one of my longest, besides GRA2BMM, who is probably him and Tim, my longest friends. Thanks, man. Thanks. I'm glad you like it. Glad it's okay just looking at my dumb face and listening to my dumb voice.
Same.
No, Devin's the sexy one of the crew.
What?
Yeah.
Oh,
He
kidding me?
is. So if Cheap Trick, I am either the guitar player or the drummer, and Devin is the lead singer.
You don't want to hear me sing. I
You-
sound like
Was the Cheap Trick album where they have the two good-looking guys in the front and the two bad-looking guys in the back? So it's like
Oh,
Bunny,
God.
and I forget the other guy's name, but he's there on the back cover. And they did that on purpose. It was so funny. I'd be on the back cover.
I would be too.
Bunny Carlos. That's the drummer's name for Cheap Trick. Love that name. Bunny Carlos.
Bunny Carlos.
Yeah. So that was good having Nate in here. Glad he stopped in.
That was.
A lot of
Same.
fun.
Thank you again, Nate.
Oh yeah, so I was saying that, Jeebus looks like Kanye West or some along those lines. Along
You
those
think?
lines.
Okay. You think it would be Kanye West and not so much?
I don't know. Could be. I guess who's a good Middle Eastern reference we could use?
Yeah. That's kind of what I was.
Nighty night. Nighty night. Bunny Carlos saying nighty night. Yeah, who would be a good reference point for people? Not DJ
just
Khaled. He's too big.
DJ Khaled.
He's too big.
I'm going to post a picture that is
Barry
widely
Gibbs?
Yeah. Have you ever seen the skit with Jimmy Fallon,
Yes.
the Barry Gibbs talk show?
Yes. It's one of my.
Talking it up,
On the Bear Gibbs Talk Show.
talking about chest hair.
And he just starts yelling at people.
Yeah.
That's great. Oh my God, we really sounded like that Chris Farley bit. You know that time that guy was on? That was awesome.
All right, chat. This is what people who have done genetic research and stuff says Jesus
Chalking it up.
most likely looked like, as far as like an average.
Oh yeah. Yeah, there you
person
go.
Goes for that time in that area.
You know what? That looks like a character creation from like Fallout or something like that. I'm gonna create a character. This is my guy.
And Kevin, this one's specifically for you. 'Cause
Scruffy.
It's really funny that I just found this. Oh God. There we go. Image address.
Image address. Talking it up
Look
on
at
a
that
Barry
one.
Gibb Park show. Oh damn!
It's DJ Khaled, man.
It's DJ Khaled and the Barry Gibb version all in one.
Yes. Yep.
So I wasn't wrong. It is. It's DJ Khaled. Jesus, voiceless person. Jesus looks like DJ Khaled.
I just want to know the people. I don't know if Voices Person is one of these people that like
Tongue in
firmly
it.
believe Jesus was white, but if so, why?
Because Santa looks like Santa.
But Santa wouldn't look like Santa.
Santa's an alien. Devin. Okay, while we wait for see if voiceless person will give us an answer to this, let me get us sidetracked on another thing that I learned about.
Okay, I'm ready.
I
I
want
love getting
you're
sidetracked at
gonna
11 o'clock.
you're gonna want to you're gonna is it 11?
It
Man,
is.
time
Yeah,
has flied tonight. This is a good
this has been
episode.
good. Yep.
Yeah, and no technical difficulties. Minor at the beginning.
Oof.
No, it's because I have this dual PC setup now.
I'm crossing my fingers for my setup.
All right, look this up while I'm talking with you about it.
Yep.
Apollo 8. I believe Jim Lovell was on that one. It was the first one of our capsules to go around the moon. So when you go around the moon, you go into a blackout zone. So there's no radio communication.
Yes.
When they came out, he uses this phrase and says, "Oh no, what is voiceless person link? Hold on, binged it. Hold on. There it is. There it is. Talking it up on Bear Gibb Talk Show.
I wish Jitty was here right now for that. He's the one
Oh,
who showed me that
that's beautiful.
back when he was more than just the intern.
Okay, so, and that's awesome. Thank you, voiceless person. That's very funny.
That was
Very funny.
great.
Timely and funny. So as they came around the backside of the moon, the dark side of the moon, if you will.
There is no dark side of the moon. Matter of fact, it's all dark.
Thank you. As they came around, you hear him come across. And he says, "Houston," and they said, "Yep." And he's like, "Can you hear us, Houston?" "Yep, loud and clear." He said, "Just want to confirm Santa Claus is here." Now, if you look
Who was this astronaut?
Jim Lovell on Apollo 8, I believe. So this was on Christmas Day. So there's people
Okay.
that are like, "Oh, it's Christmas. He was making a joke." Apparently, what they wanted astronauts to do is use that code if they saw something that was a UFO.
There is a Santa Claus. He said, "Please be informed. There is a Santa Claus. There is a Santa Claus."
Right.
Which is even more along
Now-
the lines of it being a code than Santa Claus is here.
People also say it's from Miracle on 34th Street, because there's that line, "Yes, Virginia, there is a Santa Claus." And it was on Christmas Day that he said this. But there's a Mercury mission that the same thing was said about Santa Claus. Coca-Cola invented Satan. That is true. Confirmed. Coca-Cola invented Santa and Satan.
Satan?
Satan and Santa.
Is it true that they invented
Same
Satan?
thing. So there was a word search thing at my work the other day, and I walked by. I'm getting to why I said Satan, and people were looking at it, and they're like, I don't see any words on here. So there was one. I go easy, and I just pointed. I'm like, rats, and it was a word scramble, and the word on there, they scrambled up the letter star, and it spelled rats. So I go easy, rats, and then I went down to where Santa was, and I'm like, Satan. They're just looking at me. I'm like, spell Satan, doesn't it? Like, they're like, I think it's Santa. I'm like, no. Have you ever seen them together? They're both red.
They are. I actually had a girlfriend in high school whose
I
mom
didn't write
fully
rats. You
believed-
did. You did write rats. Your mom, their mom fully believed what?
fully believed that Santa was just another form of Satan. Fully believed it. It was a crazy girlfriend. It was his mom. Just throwing that in.
I wish Nate was still here, because we had a friend who hung up a big tapestry of the "Open Up and Say Ah" poison artwork, and it's this big demonic looking woman thing with a giant tongue hanging out. And this person's mother was so religious, like they had 9 or 10 kids in their family religious, that she walked in, threw holy water all over him, grabbed the tapestry and threw it outside and burnt it.
Oh, good heavens.
Okay, so the Santa Claus thing. Ugh. Santa Claus thing. So I was listening, of course, this was on Clyde, and this guy called up Clyde, this 84-year-old man that used to work in a rocket program. So he wasn't part of NASA, didn't work with the astronauts, worked with different rockets. But he's like, oh,
Yeah.
we all knew that there were things following around. Oh, I know, because you hate poison. There were things following around the spacecraft all the time. So he's like, yeah, we were well aware that there were alien crafts following around our spacecraft all the time. And he's like, well, did you use Santa Claus? He's like, no, that wasn't in our program. The astronauts used that. And I'm like, what the? Because you remember we were joking about Santa Claus being an alien?
Yeah.
What the hell, man?
Oh, wait, no, that wasn't us. That
No, it was
a
us.
real email.
Oh,
It was a
oh,
real
right, right.
email.
No, but I mean, we were like having fun with it and agreeing with it.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
like, there's too much of this stuff that we're talking about lately. I'm like, wait, why is this actually being talked about now? What is going on here? Are we actually onto something?
Okay. Full disclosure. I've been waiting for us to
Fourth
get meta.
wall.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Okay,
This is real Devin talk now.
let's break it down. Let's get real, people. Hi, this is
I'm
Devin. I'm the person who plays the character of Devin on the Think for Your Die podcast.
My name's Devin Perkins. You might know me from such places as Think for Your Die as Devin Perkins. So
Go ahead.
Totally, could you imagine this whole thing that we wrote up for the Tuck and Roll media thing,
I know.
canceling our show and stuff
Hmm.
because of us getting too close to the truth? What if that happens in real?
I'll be so happy.
You'd be happy, Kevin. They'd ruin our lives.
Devin, all right.
You know this. Right?
First of all,
they'll shut down our internet, Kevin.
get off your goddamn high horse. What life do you have that's going to be ruined? Honestly, think about
Hey.
it.
Whoa, that's
How-
where you're going with that?
How great is your life right now? Mine too. What I'm saying is, it's not like we're well established, like rich people, and they're going to ruin our lives. What are they going to say about us? These guys are losers who sit in their house. Fact.
Do you believe in the false flag things of shootings?
Which ones?
Do you believe in that?
No.
All of them. All of them.
No.
What was the one? The Colorado. The movie.
The movie theater one? No. No.
Yeah. Okay.
I think the
Okay, well,
Sandy
let's
Hook one is
just-
disgusting.
Yeah. I won't even bring that up as
That one's
like
gross.
as a joke.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
I mean they all are, but that one's especially.
Yeah.
Okay, but let's say for the Batman shooting.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's just say it is a false flag. You know, government controlled what's his face to do that because of how like confused he was when he was in the courtroom. And stuff
Okay,
like
so
that.
not to interrupt you,
No, hold on. I'm not done.
I just want to say, if you call it Manchurian Candidate more than false flag, I'm more willing to go down that road with you. Manchurian Candidate is a movie where someone was being mind controlled, but they didn't know it. So continue.
Okay.
Right? Mind
okay,
control,
yeah,
correct.
Yeah. Okay. So, who better for the government to mind control to shoot up a place than me because of where I work?
Yeah. I want you to have faith in your co-host that I will not let you do that.
Good.
I won't let that happen to you.
Good. How are
Because
you going to stop the government from doing it?
how do you know I'm not the government doing it right now?
You're keeping tabs on me.
Yeah.
This entire time.
This whole thing is a slow con. This whole thing that we're doing is me slowly seeping into your brain.
I don't know. Do you ever think about that stuff?
Yes.
Or am I just paranoid?
No. Of course I do. Yeah. Well, it's been confirmed. This is the shit that's scary. MK Ultra used to be a joke. MK Ultra, never trust Kevin. Not
Hold on.
untrue. Oh no.
Okay. Really freaked me out. I didn't realize what time it was, and I heard the door open. Trevor just came home, but it was the worst time for that.
Oh,
to happen.
you mean number one Patriots fan, Trevor?
Terry Glenn.
Terry
biggest fan.
Glenn, number one fan of
Should I
all
get him up here?
time. No,
Get
I
him
think
up
he
here?
might be in with Tuck. So yeah, no, I think about it all the time because MK Ultra used to be the thing of jokes. MK Ultra used
Yeah.
to be, oh, that's not real. Bullshit, it's real. It's already been released. That happened.
Yeah.
And guess who? I don't know if you know this. There is a pretty famous criminal who was under the MK Ultra testing program from around the Northeast area.
Oh,
Do you know?
no.
Whitey Bulger, the Boston crime lord,
Really?
was an MK Ultra person that was used in experiments.
I did not know that. See, originally I thought you were going to go with Charles Manson.
No,
But,
Whitey
okay.
Bulger.
Ooh.
So if you go through and you look at the stuff that MK Ultra did. Have you watched Clockwork Orange?
Not all of it.
Okay. Towards the end of Clockwork Orange, spoiler alert for a 40 or 50-year-old movie.
I'm not worried about it.
Me neither. Hopefully most people have seen it. They try to reform him, Alex, by holding his eyes open.
Yep.
And forcing him to watch really creepy videos while cranking his favorite sweet, sweet Ludwig van in his ears. That's really what MK Ultra was. That's what they were doing with MK Ultra.
That's what they were doing.
Pretty much. For people that didn't watch Clockwork Orange, if you've Lost and you saw what they were doing in the when the others would bring people into that room and try to convert them, they did the same thing. Held their eyes open, forced them to hear really loud music, and played really weird subliminal videos at them. And what it did was kind of give them mind control, give them control over what they could get them to do things they wanted them to do. Now, interesting study that's been done recently. Have you heard about this? Where scientists have been able to determine what a mouse is about to do before it does it.
No.
Yep.
It's like through conditioning?
Nope.
How?
Brainwaves. They're figuring out what brainwaves mean what. And the brainwaves happen a split second before you're going to do something. Like the signal has to go out first. It's not exactly at the same time. So the brain has to fire the synapse, and that synapse has to get the signal down to the muscles. The muscles then have to react. That's not instantaneous.
No, it's not. I think, what is it? Something like our perceived reality is...
Yeah, we're always behind.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, there it is. Oh, Alex. Yeah, Alex.
There's a more disturbing version of that.
Alex. I just love saying that. Droogies. My little droogies. Yes.
Now, where the MK Ultra thing is very similar to what we see in Clockwork Orange, do you think that gives credence to the whole Stanley
Kubrick did the moon?
Did the moon, that... Oh my god, it's getting late. My brain
Illuminati?
Yeah, like the whole thing, like each movie,
Eyes Wide Shut.
2001 was a test for the moon landing. The Shining was like him admitting to it.
Okay.
Eyes Wide Shut was him like exposing the government of other things.
Have you watched the documentary on The Shining?
Yes, that's where
was it Room? What is it? Room something?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm a huge Stanley Kubrick fan. I don't want to think that he was faking the moon landing, because I honestly don't think that happened. I think we went to the moon. Okay. There are so many theories about The Shining that it's a reference to the genocide of the Native Americans, that it's like some satanic thing, that it's references to a minotaur. I'm like,
his entire like filmography just reference minotaurs.
The man knew how to fuck with people.
Yep.
He was a master at fucking with people. He fucked with Stephen King, making The Shining. The opening scene where you see the Volkswagen flipped over and crushed was a reference to Stephen King saying basically, fuck you to your story. I'm making my own story.
Yep.
The man was a subtle genius. If you watch that movie and you go back, there are great things like that office inside the building that is completely locked with inside the building, meaning if you think of something that is landlocked with no contact to the ocean, this room in the middle of the building has a window that looks right outside. But if you follow the layout of that building, it's impossible for that office to have a window. Yep. Shit like that in that movie is phenomenal. And all his movies have that little shit that just fucks with you. He just knows how to fuck with people.
He does.
He was the master at just like making movies so awkward to watch. Like, I know so many people cannot get through 2001 because they cannot get through the beginning of that movie.
Oh, I love it though.
But there are people that cannot get through it because of the beginning of that movie. Yep. And they're missing the reference. They're missing the point of that whole intro to that movie. They're not getting it. They're like, oh, there's weird noises and there's just monkeys screaming. I'm like, oh my God. And the fact that like that noise that happens when they touch the monolith, like there's people that can't handle that noise, that like have to shut the movie off because they can't handle that noise.
But that's the point of it.
That is the point of it.
Yep.
The use of silence when they're out in space and it's just when they're out and it's just silent.
Yeah, that movie is such a quiet movie.
Oh yeah, it's incredibly silent. And there's such little things that were so good. Like, you know how Neil deGrasse Tyson, who may or may not be a rapist, likes to pick apart. What is she doing? Why are you raising your hand? Do you have a question, voiceless person? What are you doing? Raising your, are you am I assuming gender? Is that what that's supposed to, Devin, can you translate that? Is that someone assuming gender? Is that what that's supposed to mean?
I don't know. It looks like she has a question.
Oh, he killed Pluto. Yes, he did. But that has nothing to, I thought it meant she had a question
still
too.
Exists. It's not dead.
Well, he did kill it as in a planet.
And he didn't.
I know, he had help. And it was never a planet.
Yes, that's where I was going.
I know, but don't say that too loud, Devin. It's really gonna upset somebody. It was a planet. It's okay.
Isn't that what we do?
Yeah. Not sure where the other symbol came from. But does that mean you're asking a question? You're confusing us. You need to be direct. You need to be clear. Communicate with us.
No. That was her just chiming in about Neil deGrasse Tyson, I think.
Okay.
Like, excuse me, he killed Pluto.
Oh, the sound drives me crazy.
Just kidding. Okay, it's the sound.
Okay.
She's one of the people. I think that's what it was. Raise your hand if you're one of the people.
Oh, gotcha. Yeah. Okay. Thank you, Devin.
Took me a bit. Don't worry.
But he even said that they got things almost 100% correct in that movie, science-wise, to the point where the only thing that he really had a problem with was the speed in which the space station was rotating to simulate gravity. That it was a bit off, but not much.
Wow, that's the only thing?
Right, and they probably had to do it because it looked better for the film.
Yeah.
But that was like one of the few things that he had.
Who was the author?
Arthur C. Clarke.
Arthur C. Clarke.
Arthur C. Clarke. Yep.
Who was the Arthur? Arthur C. Clarke.
There's a lot of good TV shows with Arthur C. Clarke as the host you should watch.
Really?
Yep. He did a lot of shows, sort of like Cosmos type shows.
Okay. Oh, I love that stuff. Mm-hmm. I've been wanting to read the series too that he wrote.
Yeah, his stuff's great.
Have you seen 2010, the year we make contact?
I did.
I'm sorry.
Yeah. Shouldn't have been made.
No.
You can put that up there.
Should have been made better.
You can put that up there with Caddyshack 2.
I never saw the first Caddyshack.
It's okay, Devin. I did that as kind of a joke because Caddyshack is not technically a great movie. I laugh my ass off at it. It's hysterical. But to even put it in the same category as 2001 is almost as funny as Caddyshack itself. Like, you can't be on two further ends of the spectrum film wise. It's just
That's
impossible.
fair.
Like some of the single shots that Kubrick uses that he kind of invented, just like, whoa. Wow, we're off into film talk. Do you think that, did he just say he never saw Caddyshack?
I sure did.
If we're gonna go down this road, I believe there are some movies that you have never seen, so I don't think we should do this right now, Miss High Horse. Because you want to come
Miss
at
High Horse,
yeah. If you
have you seen Hateful Eight?
Have you seen Seven Samurai? Have you seen Yojimbo? I know that Devin has seen Yojimbo,
I still have your copy, but
but you've watched it. Have you
I have,
seen
I have.
Akira?
oh,
Akira.
so glad I got made to watch that movie.
Yep.
Akira.
Oh,
Okay.
we're talking about films. We should probably hang it
We
up.
should get. You want to hang it up?
I don't know. It's up to you. What is it? What time is it?
It's 11:18 p.m.
I should
Standard Time.
probably hang it up pretty soon.
Okay.
I've been talking a whole half hour longer than you,
You have.
and we're down to 2 viewers.
I think now's a good time.
Are you all right with that?
I am. I mean, I don't want to talk too much because then it's like, what are we going to talk about later on?
I have
Kevin, you need to tell me your secrets on how you keep up with these things.
Here's number one
For
secret.
real.
I'm going to tell you my number one secret. Ready?
Yeah.
Fall asleep listening to Clyde Lewis.
That's fair.
I use TuneIn.
Tune in. Yep.
The
yep.
TuneIn app. Put it on his station.
Clyde-
Fall asleep.
But he goes on at 1, right?
No, he goes on at 10.
Oh,
Yeah, he goes on at 10 and he goes till 2 in the morning.
that's right. And then after him,
Nori,
it's like
George Nori on Coast to Coast comes in at 1.
1. Yeah.
The other thing you need to do, I just got this recently. Let me get the exact name of the app. It's called Paranormal Radio. Great app. It gives you all the paranormal stations in oh God. I just read text messages.
Yeah. Same thing just happened to me.
Anyways, it puts all the paranormal shows in one app for you.
It's $4.
No,
just
it's free.
kidding. Nope. That's an ad for
Okay.
Ghost Hunting Toolkit. Oh, I'm tired.
Yeah.
Are we gonna get on this app?
I totally want to. That's what I was thinking about. I gotta find out. It's probably something you have to pay to do though, so I'll find out though.
Yeah. Okay. Well, let's because I feel like you and I always have like debrief sessions after episodes.
Yeah.
So I don't want this to go too late and then not be able to do that. So I think now is probably a good time to sign off if you're cool with it.
Yes.
Before we do, Kevin, I just want to say thank you for starting at 8. Keep that schedule going that we decided to do, and then of course, like the first Wednesday was like, oh, I'm sorry, I have to start late. So I appreciate that.
No problem. I tried to do my best to not sound like too much of a fool. Thankfully, there was only a couple people, and they were very nice to me.
Good. And voiceless person, as always, thank you for showing up and listening for just about the entirety of the thing.
We may have to make this person a mod.
I think you might be right. You know what?
It's the only person we have around to take care of shit for us.
Can I do it on my personal account?
Yeah, because you're a mod, right?
I don't know if it.
I
don't
think
know
you
if
are a mod.
Can mod. I am.
Well, hold on. I think I can. I think I can from...
I did. Oh, no,
Did you?
I spelled it wrong. Jesus. I can do it, though, I think. I'm tired. I don't have permission. I can't do it. I can't do it.
I'm tired.
I'm tired. But yeah, as always, voiceless person, thank you for showing up. And everyone else that showed up and is already gone, thank you for showing up, even though you won't be able to hear this.
I think everyone should be excited for the episode with Nate.
I was just gonna say I'm excited. I literally was about to say that. So that'll be really cool. Thank you. No, thank you. Thank you.
Boom. Look at that.
Boop.
No,
Boop. I
look
just
at
booped your voice.
hey, voiceless person. If you write something now, take a look at what your little badge thing looks like.
It's a crown.
Here we go. No, it's not gonna be.
Oh, it's a sword.
Boy, shaka.
Boop.
Would you
Is-
write
hey,
something
our
so you can do it?
Our viewership just went back up
Oh,
as
all
we're
right.
signing
Yeah,
off.
of course. That's how that happens.
But yeah, for everyone that just showed up, sorry, but we're actually signing off now. But thank you for showing up. We have a Facebook. Check us out at facebook.com/tfodcast.com. Or you can even do this number.
I was just about to do that.
You can even email us.
Oh, do that.
It's the email. The email. What?
The
The email.
Love that. It's the email. The email. What? The email.
I'm so glad that sometimes I have good ideas and that you like sometimes plant those ideas into me.
Well, I'm still planting the whole I'm going to turn you into a mindless zombie where you have to do
God.
what I say because I'm part of the government.
Solipsism. None of it matters. My consciousness is the only thing that exists.
I'm the only thing that's real. I'm the only thing that's real.
Oh, that was something else I wanted to bring up. Was something about solipsism that I thought of today, but I'll do that next episode. We're going to be doing so much podcasting in a week from today.
I know.
And it's going to be great. I'm very
It's
excited.
going to be a big day.
It is.
Yep.
I think, what is that going to be? The 26th, right?
The day after Baby G's birthday.
Right. So 26th will be T-Podcast Day. from here on out.
Podcast Day. No longer Boxing Day. We're taking that shit over.
Screw you, Canadians and
British
people.
We beat you once, we'll beat you again.
All right. Kevin, do you have anything you want to add before we sign off?
No, just thank you again to everybody who was out there with us, helping us out, and I feel like this was a good one, so
Yeah.
pretty happy.
Maybe one day we'll be able to put your guys' money where your mouths are and start a Patreon. You can pay us every month.
Yeah, pay us,
continue.
bitches.
But anyways, yes. Thank you guys and have a good night.
Oh, right, I have to do that because I'm in control. Have a good night,
You are,
everyone.
yeah.